The following program contains scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewer discretion is advised.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, live now.
I don't know, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, everybody, he's a macho. Savage, you're listening to Mike Trash, TrashTalkingRadio.com. The best in the business. Say it, the macho.
Wrestling fans throughout Radio Land, listen to Trash Talking Radio at TrashTalkingRadio.com. Every Tuesday from 7 to 10 o'clock, you hear guys like myself, the You Gandon Giant come on. And that's my story.
You can hear words to describe that Trash Talking Radio show from 7 to whenever we get done is by using a screwdriver to cut roast beef. This is Flunever Sean, the other half of the Rock and Wrestling Connection. That's the trashy one and the loony one together forever.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ivan Koloff. I'm here to tell you about Mike Talking Trash. With the Trash 7 to 10. Tuesday nights, you got to listen in. It's the best around, the best in town. Alright, hey, this is the Animal. One half of the world famous taking the road warriors. Listen to them. If you know what's good for you, listen to Trash Talking Radio or else.
Hey everybody, you're watching Trash Talking Radio. This is Hulk Hogan. Hulk, what do you got to say about Trash Talking Radio?
Well, I gotta say that I just bought Trash Talking Radio. You're out of the picture, dude. This is my show, and you better watch because what you gonna do when Hulk Hogan's brand new Trash Talking Radio?
It is times like these that the world needs heroes and entertainment, and with that I give you the greatest live talk show known to mankind. With inflation being at its highest points, we need someone to show us the ways of good taking on evil, and someone who has the heart of Snow White and the strength of Thor. He, along with his sidekicks Trash's maid, also known as Trish, Trash's babe, known as Ashley, they will fight crime and make the world right once again. Please welcome me in a round of applause for the vital idol class C Mike Trash. You may all be seated. Thank you.
Trash Talking Radio, Tuesday night, and it's the best night of the week, and we're here again. Hard to believe. Another day, another... Oh, let's see here. I need to get the next section. There we go. All right. Now I need to get this mouse to move. Okay. There we go. All right. Trish is back.
Thank you. Thank you. Did you miss me?
Were you here? Were you? Weren't you here last week? Anyway, yeah, we're back, and I don't know that. Is anybody there? Is anybody there?
I am. Is anybody out there?
Well, we know that Just Joe knows where her loyalty is. I mean, she chose to do the Grange Fair.
Yeah. Well, I saw her, and she said that she hoped you wouldn't be mad at her, but it is hard to get signal up there with everybody else connected to the Wi-Fi.
I'll forgive her.
Oh, good. I'm sure she appreciates that.
I'm sure she could care less.
Hi, Ann.
Oh, she is there. Okay. I didn't know if she was there or not. All right. We got a great... Okay, we got an okay show. Because I got to go to Miami, leaving tonight.
Your Amy?
And it's going to be a long drive because I'm going to stop down at North Carolina. I'm going to drop in on Pam's sister and give her pictures and books and stuff that was Pam's that she would like.
Well, make sure you give her sister a hug for me, please.
She looks so much like her sister.
I know.
It's crazy. It's like when I saw the picture after she did her hair, I'm like, oh geez, she couldn't look more like Pam. I remember when she came over a couple times, and actually she came over once. I met her once before. It was like in 1998 or so, and I looked at her and I was like, holy cow.
Oh, I know.
It's funny.
Yeah, just make sure you give her a hug for me, please.
Yeah, I gave her. This is the second thing of pictures that I gave, and that I'm going to give her. That it's got some really. I mean, I just decided this. I didn't know Pam before we met.
Right.
So the pictures aren't going to mean anything to me before we met. Right. So I got to divvy them up between her and her best friend, Valerie. Depending, there's some pictures in there that are that I kept of Valerie's daughter swimming in the pool. Well, I want to give that to Valerie.
Of course.
And there are certain things that I don't know when Valerie and her met, so I kind of figured that the early stuff should definitely go to her, and Valerie, anything that I see that is obviously Valerie, give her the Valerie stuff. Now Valerie came and visited us a couple times, and there were pictures of them on outings and stuff like that. I'm giving them to them. I wasn't any part of that. I don't have any attachment to that. And so I think it's a big step for me to be able to go through that and get rid of this stuff and have a good home.
Okay.
And because I'm never going to go through looking at these pictures because I don't know the people. I mean, there's stuff from her high school days. I don't need to have her diploma. I don't need to have her degrees. I mean, that doesn't mean anything to me because we didn't use them. So it would mean more to her because she grew up with her. And even though they fought like cats and dogs, well, more like cats than dogs, they got along towards the end. And that was something that I'm proud of. I'm proud that she forgave her sister for whatever it was that they were fighting about. Okay. And her sister, Brenda and I talked a little bit about it, and she just wished that she had more time.
Of course.
She didn't reach out to Pam. Pam reached out to her. And why did Pam reach out to her? Because I told Pam she had to reach out to her. And I said, you know, if any of these people die, you're going to regret it. Well, little did I know that she'd be the first one to go. So.
And now seeing Brenda go through her own health issues, you know, it kind of makes you really miss Pam because Pam would have been there supporting her all along, you know, even in spite of her own health issues.
Yeah. Well, you know, it is what it is. So now this scammer is telling me, she asked, okay, so here's a scammer update. I'm going to, you know, I love scammers.
Of course.
They're the awesome thing. So there's this scammer. I guess I'll bring her up. I'll bring her up since we have a few seconds here. I'll bring her up and we'll see what she's saying to me now. Let me bring up this scammer. Okay, come on. All right. And, all right, come on. Don't be so slow. We got things to do. Not that. We don't want to look at that. All right, let's see here. So the scammer's Annabelle George. And I've just been talking to her a couple days. Oh, not Artemis. I know him. Where's Annabelle? Annabelle, where are you?
Annabelle sounds like a ding-a-ling.
Here it is. Okay. So Annabelle is, she's been talking to me. She says, so let's go to her page, because this is the funniest thing. Her page says that she's from, I can't remember. Hold on, I gotta look where she's from. So this is funny because she's from East Germany, or she studied East Germany. She lives in Berlin, Germany. She's from Berlin, Germany. So I asked her, well, first off, it starts out in your typical way. She goes, how are you? I said, good. You? And she says, great. What's your name and where are you living?
Oh.
And you know, whenever they do that, I just send them a picture of where it is. And you don't know? I said, you messaged me. You don't know who I am? And I said, I sent her the picture of where I am and everything. She goes, Dauphin, Pennsylvania. Oh, nice meeting you. I said, nice to meet you. She goes, I'm Annabelle from Buffalo Street. Buffalo Street? Is that a town or is that a state? What is Buffalo Street?
Hey, we have somebody that is in the chat room that hasn't been for a long time.
Who's that?
Eric.
Eric. Hey, Eric.
Long time no see, buddy.
Good to see you. Anyway, she says she's from Buffalo Street. She said, you should know that place. And I said, I knew you were Annabelle. I said, I don't know where Buffalo Street is.
New York.
Buffalo Street?
Oh, I don't know, but I know Buffalo.
So she said, yeah. I said, yes. Or she said, yes. I said, yes, what? Where is Buffalo Street? She said, you know, Liverpool Township, Pennsylvania, USA. Every time they put USA, that's a giveaway.
Yeah.
Anyway, then she goes, do you know the place? I said, I know where Liverpool is, and I know where New Buffalo is. And then she said, yeah, I stay around there. I said, well, that's great. She said, yeah. What you up to on here? And I said, reading the news. She goes, I'm home babysitting my aunt's kid, and I'm horny.
Oh, wrong person.
So I said, cool. She goes, I'm looking for someone to F me hard. And I said, I'm sure you can do that easily. She said, how? And
Broomstick.
Never answered her. She said, hey. And I said, hi. She said, have been asking you, do you have Cash App account? I said, no. Can you get a gift card, a Steam gift card? I said, why would I want that? And that's where we're at the conversation. She said, I want to send you money. So I'm going to send her, thanks, but I am good. See, Americans are greedy. Yes. So I break that mold by not being greedy.
Well, then you're not American.
I must not be American. So I just kind of find it funny because these people just keep trying to scam me. And I'm like, you're not going to scam me because I know you're a scammer. And even if I didn't know you were a scammer, I would eventually know you're a scammer when you do something like this, where you got to have Cash App or you got to have this or that. You don't need any of that stuff. It's just a scam. And
Eric says you're Canadian.
Yeah, that's it. It just amazes me. But anyway, I'm going down to Miami this week, and I'm leaving right after the show.
Oh.
I'm driving to North Carolina, and I'm going to stop and see Brenda. First time in
a lot of years.
Since 98, about maybe 97, I don't know. And I'm going to give her some stuff that was Pam's. And then I'm going to go down to, depending what time, I might end up stopping in Atlanta. Okay. My friend Prathusha is down there, and she said she is available until she goes to work, and she works at night. She does IT. Okay. But she was one of my, back a year ago when I was going to Atlanta, she offered me a place to stay. And I turned her down because I didn't know who this girl was. Right. I just knew that she was part of VIP, and I thought, something's funky about that. Well, I found out that she's actually a really nice lady, and she's half my age, and but anyway, I just thought I'd stop and see her and see how she's doing. I haven't talked to her for a little while. She's been doing all these things on Instagram, but I need the Steam gift card now. I don't.
Too bad we didn't have an empty gift card laying around here saying, well, here, this is the one I have.
Yeah, I don't have a gift card.
Oh, shoot, no, my wallet's in the car.
I said, sorry, I don't have one, and I am not getting one.
Sorry. I would have said the only gift card I have is a Dairy Queen one. Yeah, these scammers, they don't have anything better to do.
And why would I want one? I mean, if I just told her I don't want her money.
Right.
I don't want her money. Her money's no good with me. And you know what really irritates them? I like when the Facebook scammers come on and they try to talk you into do something on Facebook and like you won something, on Facebook, and they get mad when I say, no, that's okay. I don't need it. What? You don't need money? No, I don't need money. And that really intrigues them. What? How could you not need money? Please go and buy it at any nearby store.
No, my Dairy Queen one works just fine. Right, Cheyenne? Say right.
So she's saying, please go and buy it in any nearby store.
Hi, sweet girl. Hi, sweet girl. No stores near me.
These people just amaze me, though.
Hi, sweet girl. Cheyenne, there's my girl. There's my girl. Yeah.
So there we go.
It's like they don't have anything better to do.
Well, they don't, because these are people that don't have any money. And most of them are in India or Nigeria where they can't make money. They really are in a bad situation, a lot of these people. A lot of these people aren't in the United States. And I feel a little, very little, well, got to close that gap a little more, very little sorry for them. And it just because, you know, look, I was poor. I went through having nothing, and I have something now, and I'm going to keep my something.
Of course,
So,
you worked hard for it.
You know, next thing she'll ask me for my Tesla. That's not going to happen. That's my Tesla or my puppy. They're not getting my puppy either. And even though, well, you've been pretty good this week. Okay, I forgive
I'm
you.
glad
for
she has been.
I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you one of these. You have the award for being the best puppy in the world. I give thee the bone. But, yeah, I mean, it's just that I don't know, just I feel bad in one little way because I feel a lot of these people don't have opportunities. And because this is the only thing they know. But the weirdest thing is when they're in these networks of scammers, when they make $1,000, if they scam $1,000, they don't get $1,000.
No.
They might get $100 of it, but it goes to the boss. So it's really sad that is the way that it is, but that is the way that it is. So, you know, what do you do? Anyway, let's get on with the show. We have one death to talk about.
Okay.
And picture of the day. Did I pick a picture? I didn't think I pictured it. I don't think I did pick
didn't.
I was picking a picture. Oh, this is the picture of the day. It's pictures of the day.
Okay.
And I'll explain this one. Okay, so I went to see the Vultures, the
Vertigo Vultures.
Vertigo Vultures. And this is the Vertigo Vultures here, except this guy here is not in the Vertigo Vultures. He is someone we had on the show many, many years ago. It's him, this guy here. This is the brother of him, John, and he came down from New York to visit his brother, and he went up and jammed on the stage.
Nice.
And it was awesome because I loved when they were in Winter City, Full Moon. I just loved their band, and I just loved that they could put together. They were there were in the 80s. There was Winter City or Full Moon first. Full Moon. There was Kix and the Sharks. Those were the three bands that were the kings of the bands.
Okay.
Okay. Kix was from Maryland.
But Kix is for kids.
But they silly wabbit. But they were the only one that made it out of the three.
Okay.
The Sharks is still around. Well, one of the Sharks is still playing. Shay Quinn is still playing. His brother died.
Okay.
I don't remember which one died. One of the. I think Shay's still around.
Yes, because I've heard the morning radio announcer on River. He has talked to Shay Quinn.
Right.
Shay's been in
Shay
the
Quinn
studio.
is the personification of what a rock star is in this area, which doesn't mean that he's made it big. He has not made it big, but he's still Shay Quinn. He's the biggest
Brett
name.
Michaels.
He's the biggest. He's a step down. Okay, Brett Michaels is here. He's here, but there is nothing in between those two. Okay, so he's the top dog in this area. Now, That's because John doesn't choose to be there. If John wanted to be at the top of the roost, he could be there. He's awesome. Anyway, this here's Sam. Sam was in a band called Axe. He was in a band called Axe when Full Moon was in a band called Full Moon. And he is Kyle. He is the drummer. He was the goofiest guy in high school. Sidebar, I went to high school with all these guys. They're all equal. They were all in my grade except John. John was 2 years ahead of me. So
okay.
It's really cool to see them playing out, and I went to see them again, and I had a good time, and so it was just awesome to see them again. But when I was leaving, I was saying goodbye to all of them, and Kyle said, "Why don't you come up and jam with us?"
There you go.
I didn't think they would let me. That's why I didn't come up and jam with them, and I didn't even offer because they don't know my musical ability. And John is the leader of the band, and he's intimidating a little bit. He doesn't try to be. He's just, the quiet people. You don't know what you can say, what you can't say.
Right.
Well, I broke through with him this weekend, and he actually was really talkative to me.
Good.
And Sam and Kyle and we're all from the same grade. We're all but he said that, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to ask if I can jam with them. But it was a good night.
Well, the next time you go to see them, I'd like to go with you.
Okay, well, I think they're playing New Year's Eve. I don't know that I want to go to that.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to be out New Year's Eve. But they're going to play, I have to look. It might be the 18th of September. It is stick in my head.
Okay.
I don't know if is that a
weekend?
That's what I'm checking to see if I'm making this up or not. I don't know if I'm making this up or not. No, the 18th would not be. It's a Monday. I think they're playing when I get back, and I would like to go and see. They're just really good guys. They play really. This is their acoustic band. They have two bands, an acoustic band and a full band. The acoustic band is funny because they play things like the Monkees.
Hey, we're the
Monkees. Cheer Up Sleepy Jean.
Okay.
No band plays that nowadays but them. It's just kind of funny because they do their own thing. And they're just kind of fun to hear them play, and but my scammer's back again. Let's see here. She says, where'd she go? It's okay. I don't need your money. So, anyway, people, they really freak out when you say, oh, you got lots of money, you don't need their money. Because then they are like, well, how do I do this? I can't get them to give me money. I can't scam them out of money. So, and by the way, don't try this at home. I'm an experienced scam buster, and you have to have a degree to get away with it.
Yeah.
So, All right, let's go to the next segment.
Wait a minute. September 9th, your acoustic trio is going to be in Granville.
Oh, yeah, that's the place. He said that they were going to play there.
September 15th, they're going to be in York.
Grantville is the place. That's the place to go.
September 16th, they're going to be in Dillsburg.
Yeah, they're good guys, and
September 23rd, they're in Carlisle.
Well, anyway, fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't have to give their whole schedule.
No, I'm just saying the local ones.
Then everybody will be there. Then there'll be too many people. We don't want too many people. I mean, I do want too many people.
Oh, they're going to be in Ephrata. Cool.
Okay. All right, so there's the Vulture update. Anyway, hopefully I'll be able to jam with them. But when I get back from my trip to Miami, I get to jam with my new band.
Ooh.
The new band.
Okay.
And that is really exciting. These guys are my fantasy because it's a small 4-piece band. me being one of the 4 pieces.
Nice.
That's what I want. I want something that's small enough that we don't have to make a lot of money to play.
Right.
Big enough that we can make a lot of money if we play at a big place.
Okay.
So we can walk away with some money. Not that I'm in it for the money, but the last band it was 9 pieces or 7 or 9 pieces, and you can't make any money with that, and there's nowhere to go because no stage is big enough for that many people. Not in this area.
At least not around here.
That's what I mean. And the small band like the other one, we can play in the smallest of places, just like these guys. You can be acoustic if you wanted to, and I want to suggest to them that situation that we could be versatile enough to play places like this, where we could take some songs and make them acoustic. But my main thing is I want to play. I just want to play. I got the itch and I got to play. So, and actually you were saying about Grange Fair, it saddens me a lot because the last job we played was the Grange Fair.
When I was there on Friday, I could not walk up that way. I couldn't. It was too much. I would start crying, and I was like, yeah, no. But
the thing is, I'm going to keep him alive because that's why I'm doing this stuff in Miami and LA and stuff like that. And, it's just important.
I think he
she
would
says, but I need
it.
the card. She says, I need the card.
Well, then go buy one. You just take a different gift card and give her the numbers off of it. Oh.
What the fuck is that? Oh. Okay, that's not what I thought it was. I don't want this. How do I get rid of it?
Close it.
Get rid of it. Okay. Go buy one.
Oh, these scammers.
Yeah. Well, she's really seriously wanting to scam me. I can't let her do that. That's against the code.
Of course.
Anyway.
Besides, she's interrupting a very important show.
Stop interrupting. All right. So the first thing we'll do is we'll talk about the RIPs. And I've got there was a thing from there's a video that I got to play. It's important from last week's show. It's really sad. We had to let someone go.
Aww.
It's sad. It's sad.
What, Sparky quit?
No, we didn't. It wasn't quit. It was.
Aww.
It's sad. We had to let somebody go.
Oh, and that's never happened before.
You'll understand when you hear it.
Okay.
Okay, here's the reason.
I'm writing this message with a deep sense of regret and sincere apology for the mistake I made in my previous communication. It has come to my attention that I provided incorrect information regarding the passing of Tom Jones. I am truly sorry for any confusion or distress my earlier message may have caused. I now understand that Tom Jones, the talented lyricist, director, and writer of The Fantastics, the longest-running musical in history, passed away from cancer at the age of 95. His contributions to the world of theater and entertainment have left an indelible mark, and his legacy will be remembered for generations to come. Please accept my heartfelt apologies for the error in my previous communication. It was not my intention to spread inaccurate information or cause any undue concern. I deeply regret any inconvenience this may have caused and assure you that I will take extra care in the future to ensure the accuracy of my statements. If there is any further information you would like to share or discuss, please do not hesitate to reach out. Once again, I apologize for the mistake and any unintended consequences that may have arisen from it. Thank you for your understanding.
Wow.
Our research team has been fired. Oh, man.
That research team on crack, right?
Yeah, it was. But in the same sense, before they were fired, they wrote a
Obituary, Tom Jones, 1928 to 2023. The world of theater mourns the loss of a visionary Broadway director, lyricist, and songwriter as Tom Jones, the creative force behind the iconic musical The Fantastics, passed away on August 11, 2023 at the age of 95. His unparalleled contributions to the world of musical theater have left an indelible mark on the hearts of audiences and the history of Broadway. Born on June 17, 1928, Tom Jones embarked on a journey that would reshape the landscape of musical storytelling. His collaboration with composer Harvey Schmidt resulted in the creation of The Fantastics, a timeless and enchanting piece that captured the imaginations of audiences around the globe. The Fantastics became a testament to Jones's ability to weave poignant narratives and captivating melodies, touching on themes of love, growth, and the human experience. It held the distinction of being the longest-running musical in history, a testament to Jones's innate understanding of the power of storytelling through song. Beyond The Fantastics, Tom Jones's legacy encompasses a remarkable career in which he showcased his expertise as a director, lyricist, and songwriter. His contributions to the theater world extended to other productions, each characterized by his unique ability to infuse emotion, depth, and authenticity into every scene and note. Jones's creative brilliance went beyond the stage, as he shared his insights and knowledge with aspiring playwrights and performers. His impact as an educator and mentor resonated through generations of artists who were inspired by his work. Tom Jones's legacy will continue to shine brightly through the timeless melodies and narratives he gifted to the world. His dedication to his craft, his ability to craft narratives that resonate with the human spirit, and his unwavering commitment to the art of musical theater have solidified his place as a true luminary in the world of entertainment. Our thoughts and condolences go out to Tom Jones's family, friends, and all those who were touched by his artistry. May they find solace in the enduring impact he has made on the theater community and the countless lives he has touched. Rest in peace, Tom Jones.
So there we go. 1928. Can you imagine being almost 100?
I feel like it some days.
He was one of those guys that just kept going. No one had him on the list either. I was really thankful that Sir Tom Jones is still alive. This is another Trash Talking Radio tribute. So there we go. Tom Jones is still alive, but he's dead. Depends which one you were talking about when we were talking about him being dead. But oh man, I got some comments about him being alive. So I had to figure out what was going on and why my crack team of people grabbed the wrong Tom Jones. So next time when Tom Jones dies, make sure you do the right Tom Jones. So, well, that's interesting.
What?
This? This must be the live show. I want to see if this is a live show. It is a live show, isn't it? Of people, wow, grab the wrong Tom Jones. I'm watching this. So next time somebody's watching us, Tom Jones dies, make sure you do the right Tom Jones. So, interesting. Well, that's interesting. Who's watching?
What?
Probably Tom Jones. This must be the live show. Anyway, so I had done the I got a comment on people on that last video, and the guy said, Tom Jones is not dead, and you owe him an apology. And I said, huh? He's not dead? Then I did a little research, and I realized it was the wrong Tom Jones.
Oh.
That's why people are not allowed to have the same name.
Right.
Like Michael Anthony Smith.
Right.
You know, we had to put the Anthony in there so you could distinguish him from another. And I don't see the difference between Tom Jones and Sir Tom Jones, because Sir Tom Jones wasn't always Sir. So it would have been Tom Jones and Tom Jones. That's why it was confusing. So anyway, that's the only one I have to talk about this week, and that's good. I'm glad nobody else has died. Don't really want people to die. So that was that. What was this one? I don't remember what it was.
Is Bruce Willis still alive?
He is still alive.
Good.
Yes. He has not died yet, or died again. Oh, that's the movies. Okay, or that's the top. That's our death board, and so therefore, Now there is a possibility Jimmy Carter may go. So.
Well, since she's not here, that won't count, right?
I'm not sure if she's even with this show anymore. She has not talked to me in a long time.
Well, she got me in trouble today.
Okay.
Because she kept blowing up my phone, and the ringtone that I have for her is louder than any of my other sounds. And even though I had my sounds turned down, my boss could hear it. And she texted me, she says, "Hey, can you turn your sounds down?" And I'm like, "Sorry, it's my daughter, it's the emergency override." So yeah, she got me in trouble.
You don't need to get in trouble.
No, I have enough to do on my own.
All right, so next thing we got. All right, this is going to be a weird show because I don't have a lot of stuff that I am planning on doing because I'm going to be, going on the road soon. So, but I'm really looking forward to this.
Why do I want to bust out into
I don't
the
want to
road
hear
again?
it. I know that would be you, but I don't really want to. I'm going to be spending the next week is going to be horrible. By the time I'm going to be coming back, I may not make the show Tuesday.
Just remember, you chose this.
I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying that this is a lot of work. I should have flown, but I really felt that it was important that I do this, and so I kind of wanted to make sure that Brenda got stuff, and this is my one way that I'm not going to forget to do it. It's in the car already, going down there. I'll see her tomorrow morning. I'm going to take her out to breakfast. I'm not going to stay late because I want to get down to Miami, and maybe depending on what timing it is, I'll see Pathusha on the way down instead of on the way back, because I think I'm going to be late on the way back, because from all accounts it looks like at least they're not going to do something on Monday, which is good, but I want to get on the road, and I'm going to be, they have something planned till 10 p.m. Sunday night, and I really want to bug out of there before that. I want to start my journey back, because it's going to take a lot out of me. And last time I think I left, what time did I leave? I think I left at 2 in the afternoon, and I didn't get back till 6 in the morning.
Wow.
So it's a long, and this is further than that. It's good though, but I like the drive because it gives me time to think, and I've had a lot of time to think about a lot of things lately, because a lot of things are coming in my head, and a lot of things that I need to do, and yeah, the other thing that was kind of funny about, did you listen to the show at all?
I got the first part of it.
Scientology?
No, I think I stopped right before
all right,
that.
So when I was in L.A., we'll revisit this. When I was in L.A., I got to meet the people that I wanted to meet, and it was important that I meet them, and I had an extra day. Basically, the meeting was on Friday. My flight was Saturday at midnight. So I had a whole day of Saturday, which was no big deal, because I was supposed to meet Nigel, and he flaked out on me, and I didn't get to see him at all. He was promising me Wednesday, he was promising me Thursday, and Saturday I didn't hear anything from him.
Wow.
So I saw something on Facebook about meeting another casting director. So I thought, why not? Let's go. And I went there, and it was at the Scientology building.
Oh.
So
there you go.
I don't care. Tom Cruise is a Scientologist. John Travolta is a Scientologist. I decided I'm going to go and see what it's all about. I didn't want to see what Scientology was about. I wanted to see if this casting director was legit. So I talked to her, and right before I went in, they had this Spanish-speaking person who spoke really bad English. She went in before me, and she took extra long time. So I didn't get my tour of the Scientology building. Oh, darn it. And
I can tell you're disappointed.
I was smiling like crazy. Anyway, I went in there and I met with her, and she told me all about what she does and the movies she worked on and stuff like that. And she talked to me about casting and stuff like that. And And so I thought, okay, that's cool. It went okay. And she suggested I buy a book, and I just wanted to hear what they had. So I figured I had a couple hours to blow. So I spent 11 to probably 11 to 5 there.
Wow.
And because it took so long to get me in there, because the Spanish-speaking person was not speaking English at all, or next to none. Anyway, so I went through and I did a personality test with them, and I just did all kinds of stuff with them. It was interesting. I don't really see, people say it's a cult, and it may be a cult, I don't know, but they're not a religion, so it can't be a cult like that. But I learned a little bit. It was kind of interesting, and I've learned, like, I've come to terms with things. When Pam died, I came to terms with things. It took me a long time because I wasn't expecting it. But look how long it took me to come to terms with her dying, and look how long it took me to come to terms with Ken dying. I kind of got my head in a right space. Sure, I mean, I miss Ken, like, tremendously. I mean, and I miss Pam so much. But I've been able to come to terms with him. I've been able to process the stuff a little bit better with him dying. And I was really back in working condition in a month.
Okay.
Before I was able to move forward. And I'm still trying to get things worked out so that he and I can work again as the Vital Idol stuff.
Right.
And if I get what I'm working for, it'll be a cool thing. Anyway, so the problem with Scientology is that they've called me Thursday, they called me Friday, they called me Saturday, they called me Sunday. Different people. The Thursday, Friday was a girl. Saturday was a guy who is my, what do they call, let me look to see, I forget what they called him. He is my, where's it at? Where did I put it? I started keeping notes because I want to know who I talked to. Okay, so I talked to my personal efficiency instructor. That's Kathy.
Okay.
I talked to Timothy, who is my, I'm not sure what he is. He's supposedly helping me grow as a person.
Okay.
And I said, okay, look, here's the deal. I just spent a lot of money on my career. I'm not giving you any money, basically. And I said, if you can help me with my career, help me with my career.
Right.
It's a simple thing. That's what you say you want to do it. I'll let you help me with my career. And I told him about that I'm a musician and I'm an actor and I have a this and that and this and that. So he says, well, maybe what I ought to do is connect you with Eric. He's a musician.
Okay.
Now this all is going to come full circle here. There's a reason I'm telling you all this. It's not because I want you to join Scientology. So yesterday, Eric calls me, and we're talking, and I said, I understand you're a musician. He said, yeah. He said, I played on Broadway in a show called The Fantastics.
Oh. Okay.
Now, do you know what that is, what that means?
It's ringing a bell, but...
What did we just watch?
Okay.
Tom Jones wrote The Fantastics.
Okay.
He was in that show.
Wow.
Now that is really weird that would happen to be the thing that I did, and he was in The Fantastics. So that's what it comes back full circle. Anyway, I asked him, I told him basically what I need, and what I said, what I need is I need contacts that can help me get to the next level. You get me there? You did your job.
Good.
But I'm not promising them anything. I just am using them for
stepping
stones, and I'm telling them up front that they're stepping stones. That's you want to help me? This is how you can help me. You can give me people I need to talk to get where I need to go.
Well, there is one story that I was hoping to hear that I haven't heard, and that was about the car. You know, you had posted something about L.A. and not having a
Oh,
car.
okay. So, okay. All right. I'll tell you that. That was, I said that in the show last week.
I wasn't here.
You listened to the show.
I didn't hear that
It
part.
was at the very beginning.
I didn't hear it. I must have been like...
Okay. Let me tell you the story in the car. So I went to L.A. and I had a car.
I remember you
I thought
said
I had a car.
you had a Tesla.
I thought I had a car. I had a car. I used Turo. Turo
Right.
is an Airbnb for cars.
Right. I remember us talking
I
about
booked
that.
a Tesla, and it was really a reasonable price. It was like $66 a day. I
Nice.
can't beat that. I thought that was a good day. That was a good thing. So I booked the car. I get to LA. Everything seemed to be going good. I had my food. I got a really nice meal out of the whole thing because I went first class. And I, got there in a reasonable amount of time, and everything was great. Then I looked in my app and I thought, how do I get this car? So I looked and I looked in the app and there was no car in this app.
Uh-oh. I
thought, I booked it because I gave him my credit card and everything. What's going on? And we're like 12:30 and we're at 12:15 because the problem, okay, so I thought, well, this is weird. So I went on to their I put away my phone and went onto their website, and I'm like, there's no sign of my order anywhere.
Uh-oh.
And I thought, well, this is a problem because I'm in LAX and I still can't. This is the second time I went to LAX, didn't have a car. So I was getting freaked out.
Did you finally get a donkey?
I felt like a donkey, but
okay.
when I found out that it didn't take my card, my card got approved, but for some reason it did not fulfill the order. So I thought, okay, I looked and the car that I wanted was still available. So I thought, okay, we'll just do it. And it says that the owner of the car has 3 hours to respond. I thought, oh man, 3 hours, that means 3 a.m.
Ooh.
So I sent him a message and I booked the car, and it says must book the car by 12:30 or you have to wait another hour.
Oh.
So it was like getting close to 12:30, and I'm texting the person at the house that I'm staying at because she's saying, okay, well, I'll stay up, or I'll make sure I'm there. I'll make sure you can get in. And so right as I get done with her, it's at 12:31. So now I got to go another hour to get an answer. Anyway, he did finally start answering me. About 20 minutes later, he started answering me, and he started saying, I can have the car ready for you by 11 a.m. Okay, well, that's not going to work for me because I'm into LAX. He said, well, where are you going to pick are you going to pick the car up? I said, yeah. He said, well, why would you pick that car up at my house? I said, why would I don't know. I'm not picking up at the house. I thought there was so there's a little problem with the app. When you go forward, everything's good. But if you go back, it resets everything to defaults.
Oh.
And I didn't know that either. So eventually, we didn't get it. I just said, okay, screw this. I'm not going to get it. Just cancel the order. He canceled the order. So I thought, all right, I'm stuck at LAX. So I took a bus to Budget. I thought Budget would be good because Budget sounds cheap, isn't it? Right?
Yeah, no.
So I went to Budget, and I'm standing in line, and I was standing in line for a good 45 minutes, I would guess. And I'm watching these people. They have they had 3 people at the desk. Well, 4 people because the one person was dealing with somebody for the whole time, just one person. Then there was this this is good. This is not racial, by the way. There was this Jewish guy who was helping this other Jewish guy, and they were talking who knows about what, because they were done. He signed the papers, and they were just standing there talking away, and I'm like, don't you see there's only 3 of you, and 2 of you are working, 1 of you aren't? That means, and I would be the next guy, by the way. And he just was, they were going on and on. I'm like, are you serious? Like, we're standing here, and it's a long line, and you're just babbling away. Well, I got to him, and I went up to him. I said, what's the cheapest car you got? He looked, and he said, The cheapest car we got is $499.
Ooh,
I said
$4.99.
$499 for the time that I want it.
Oh.
$499. I said, $499? What? I said, you don't have any small cars or anything? I said, nope.
I just said, I want a bicycle.
I said, that's $499? I said, okay, just out of curiosity, how much is your Tesla? $500.
Oh.
Well,
that's $1 more than the cheapest car they had.
yeah, but there's a caveat to this.
Okay.
If you get the gas car, you got to fill the car up before you bring it back.
Right.
If you get the electric car, you got to fill it to 70%, which is okay. But they pay.
Ah.
They pay the electric. So it's actually cheaper to get the electric car because you don't have to pay for the electric. So I got the Tesla, and I got a black Tesla, just like the one I was going to rent before, only...
Maybe it was the same one, just...
I don't know. I paid twice what I was going to pay for that. But there's something that they had, there are add-ons that the other place, even though it looked like it was half the price, once you added the extras on there, you're going to pay not the same,
right,
but it's not going to be that far apart. So it turned out okay, and I got to drive the Model 3, and the Model 3 is pretty good. It's weird because it's a car, so my legs are in a different position. I had to get used to that, and I had to get used to the car. You had to do things like now if I just unhook my seatbelt, it goes in the park.
Oh.
It doesn't do that on the Model 3.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't know that at first, but I didn't have any problems with it. But you know, that's the car problem. So from now on, I'm going to have to make sure that.
Yes.
Now, one thing about it that is a good thing. When I went to LA last time, I went and had an Uber take me because I didn't have a car to the airport. It cost me $60, and it was a nightmare getting to the airport. I prefer getting a car off site, and then you ride your shuttle back, and the shuttle guy has to deal with the traffic. And I found that turned out to be a better way, and I didn't have to pay for the ride to
nice. Okay.
So that's what that is.
Well, you got to drive a different car, and so did I this weekend.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Why you?
Well, when my friends from Ohio were in town,
okay,
and we decided to go up to Grange Fair, we used their truck. And I'll tell you, I fell in love with that truck.
Okay.
You know, it's a 2020, oh crap. I just know it was a really fancy truck, but it was about the size of, maybe a little bit bigger than a Ford Ranger, and it sat up, and oh, yeah, I liked it. But it was I believe it was a 6-cylinder, because they bought it in order they're looking at getting a pull-behind camper, so they needed something to pull it.
Okay.
But it seated 4 adults and 3 dogs comfortably. Well, I should say a dog and 2 puppies.
That's not a dog. 3 rats.
Yeah. But yeah, because when we went up to the fair, they had never been there. I was the only one in the truck that knew where to go and knew what it was all about. So they were going to let me drive it Thursday night when they came in, but I'm like, no, that's okay. You know, I'll wait. So, yeah, I fell in love with that truck. And to see me get up in it, I'm glad they had the running boards or the side steps, because I needed them.
When I get my Cybertruck, you probably need it.
You might have to carry a stool in there for me.
So, all right. Well, now we can start the show. Now that you got your story. Story time is over. All right. First question was, do you remember a couple weeks ago we talked about the Sound of Freedom movie?
Yes.
And that's about child trafficking.
Right.
Okay.
Did you see it?
No.
Okay.
I wanted to, but I didn't.
Yeah, I wanted to too.
Mira Savino, horrified by Sound of Freedom's funder being arrested.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. I better make sure this isn't going to play. Where's my headphones? There we go. Got to make sure this isn't. Okay, it doesn't look like it's playing. Okay, good. Okay, so yeah, just kind of weird. One of the stars of the Child trafficking film Sound of Freedom has spoken of her disgust after it emerged that one of the movie's funders has been arrested and charged with child kidnapping, according to the court filings. Oh boy, that's sad. Here, that seems to be what that's playing. Oh, that's playing there. Okay, well that makes it easy because they're gonna say exactly what I need them to say. All right, let me get my earphones in so
just make sure that your research staff has it right.
Well, you know, you can't trust them all. I mean, they're pretty good considering all these years. They only made one mistake. They have not made I mean, they may come back. I may have them. I may ask my staff, not my staff,
your
the board to bring them back. Okay, yeah, it's not okay. Fabian Marta was charged with felony child kidnapping in July. Just crazy. Marta's name appears in the movie's credits among the investors helped bring the Sound of Freedom to theaters. That's just really strange that would be the situation. Sound of Freedom dramatizes the story of an anti-child sex trafficking organization, Operation Underground Railroad. Screenshots of since deleted Facebook posts appear to show Marta speaking about his involvement. Yeah, he helped teach him how to traffic kids, I guess, saying the film tackles a very tough subject. I still do want to see it, by the way. The film has garnered significant support, but has also been criticized for sharing Jim Caviezel, who has espoused QAnon conspiracy theories. Well, that's kind of sad. Marta's bail was set at $15,000, but he was released on personal
recognizance.
Yeah, that too, following an initial appearance on July 28th. If found guilty, he could face 10 years in prison. And that was that. So there we go. That's kind of a strange thing.
Wow.
I mean, if you're doing a child trafficking movie, you probably shouldn't be a child trafficker.
Exactly.
Unless you're trying to figure out how it works. But, I don't know. It just seems bizarre. I don't know. It's just I mean, there may be some circumstance, I don't know what it would be, but could be some circumstance where it's blown out of proportion. Okay, here's the Chris Jericho thing. Fozzy Rock will be playing Judas live at the AEW All-In in Wembley Stadium. That's this coming Sunday. That's AEW is going to be doing their first event in England. So, yeah, kind of excited about that for Chris. He seems to be doing really well. All right, well, that's the first story. That's a good way to kick it off. And then there's no excuse, zero nada for anyone trafficking, harming, taking a child without permission, even over state lines. I agree. All right, this is kind of funny. A couple of months ago, we got a Kid Rock thing where he was blasting blasting the transgender beer, the Bud Light beer. Well, he's back in the news again.
What?
Kid Rock is drinking a Bud Light.
Unbelievable.
It was all a thing. He was just, he was trying to make noise. He was trying to get publicity, or his publicity people said, hey, you better start doing something about this because you lost a lot of people. I don't know. It could be either one of those reasons, but I just find it funny. If I was so anti something, let's say Pepsi, let's say Diet Pepsi wanted to sponsor
let's say they wanted
a Nazi rally.
Okay.
I mean, yes, I've been hanging out with Nazis, but it's not because I want to, it's because I had to. But let's say it was something like that. And I said, oh no, I'm not going to drink any Diet Pepsi because Diet Pepsi's done this for the Nazis. I would not drink Diet Pepsi.
You would die.
I would have a hard time, but I'd probably sleep better because I'd have less caffeine in me. But, it's just kind of funny that, if you make a statement, just live with it. Just whatever you do it. I mean, I just believe that, I don't know, don't drink Bud Light, drink Bud.
Drink
Full,
Yingling.
Whatever it is, but.
Or Michelob, or any of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just funny because he's hanging out with his friends and stuff, and that's right. So the same guy who exclaimed F Bud Light and F Anheuser-Busch a few months ago was at the Sky Deck in Nashville Thursday night, talking in Colt Ford's show. Now, Colt Ford is an interesting guy. Did you ever hear him?
No.
He's a country guy. Now, I'm not a big country guy.
Okay.
But I like Colt Ford because he does country with a twist. And I'm not a big rap fan.
Right.
But he does country with rap.
Oh.
And it sounded really kind of cool because it was different than everything else. So.
Well, that's kind of what I did last week. I mean, this.
You did country with the rap?
No, not country with the rap, but it was a different kind of music for me.
Well, that's because you have a daughter. You gotta do things for her.
I have a millennial. I actually have 3 millennials. 2 of them live in my house.
I don't think the other 2 are millennials, though. I think the 2 youngest aren't millennials, because even though they're before 2000, that doesn't make them a millennial. What makes a millennial is they have to be, my sister and I went through this, so I'm trying to remember, they have to be 2000 to they have to be 90 to 95 or something like that. I forget what, all of them?
Tiffany and Ashley aren't, no.
What are they?
They're 80s, 88 right. And 89.
Let's look this up, because I don't remember the exact thing. What time period are millennial.
M-I-L-L.
Here we are. There it is. All right. So let's find out. That's officially, between 1981 and 1996.
Yeah. Then they all are.
They all are. Okay. Yep. You millennial maker.
Because Tiffany was born in 88. Ashley was 89.
I think Gen Z is the new one. That's the one from 97 to 2012.
Yeah. Natasha was 92. Alex. And
Gen X, I think, is us.
Yeah.
I think, if I remember correctly.
No, I thought we were baby boomers.
97. Oh, yeah, that's right. Well,
anyway.
97 to 2012. Huh? Oh, that's the new. Oh, I went the other way. I went the wrong way. Yeah, I just knew that. I knew that we went through this and we figured out which were which, and I couldn't even remember even after figuring out, apparently. It's 15 years, I guess, that they give you. So it's every 15 years.
Yeah, I have all millennials.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go. All right. So that's that.
Because the 2 that are living with me, one had his birthday last Tuesday, and the others was Sunday.
Okay.
So. Ouch.
What are you doing over there?
Nothing. These bracelets that I'm wearing are catching the hairs on my arm.
That'll teach you. Okay, I agree with Elon Musk on a lot of things.
But he should give Twitter its name back.
I don't care about that, but I do care about what he's going to do that I think is wrong. He is going to, okay, so, that's not what he's going to do something else. Oh, this is something else. Elon Musk says X block feature will be deleted. I don't care about that, but I kind of think they shouldn't delete that. I think there's got to be a reason someone blocks somebody, but he's doing something else that's worse than this. And I really think that it's going to screw up our show a little bit because he's going to do something that will affect the show.
He won't let us retweet stuff?
No, that's not the issue. And I'm going to show you once I get through this. We'll do that one next because it's out of order because I forgot that I got that one. Where did I put that one? Oh, maybe that's in the other section. Maybe under the main show. So that was one of the last things I saw. And I thought I started noticing that something was going on with Twitter that I don't like. Let me see if I did put that in here. Oh, I didn't put it here. Okay. All right. So let's see why he's going to do this. And then we'll talk about the other thing he's going to do that I don't like. Okay. Elon Musk said the block feature on X, formerly known as Twitter, will be removed in a post on the platform Sunday. Block is going to be deleted as a feature except for DMs. Is there a reason to block or versus mute someone? Well, okay, I can understand him wanting to be, wanting to have free speech. So that's why he's doing that, so that you can't, but you don't have to read it.
Right.
But I think that that's an issue. But there's something else that he's going to do that I think is really bad, and that is, let's see if I can find, I wish I had the article. I did have the article, but for some reason I don't see it. I didn't save it. X, stop. I think that's what it is. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, if you can't, I mean, if there's no block feature, if somebody is harassing you or something, how do you get rid of them?
Okay, there's one thing that they're going to do that I think is really not good, and I don't see it in here, so I'm going to explain what it is. Okay, they're going to, okay, so we're going to go into the entertainment again, and we're going to go back to this. They're going to make it so that, okay, so when I hit to retweet, okay, when I hit this, what they're doing that I don't like is they're only going to put this.
What, the link?
The link, and they're not going to put what the link is.
Oh.
And that is stupid because if you're sending that through anything, let's say you go Facebook or whatever, if you put it through Facebook, you'll know what it is because it pops up the article. But if you send it through, if you take a Facebook link and put it on Twitter, all you're going to get is a link. And that's not going to tell you what it is. And that's not good. I think that's a wrong thing to do. And the reason I say that is it was on Facebook. Go here to Facebook and we'll go here to the news. And I saw it on the news. Hey, there's Kid Rock. Let's see here. Nope, that's not it. There's something in here that I saw that I thought was interesting that I saw that. I think that was where I saw this link. And I'm not going to find it now because I want to look for it. But I didn't.
Isn't that the way it always is?
Well, I thought that I captured it and threw it in my notes, but I don't see it. So there must have been something. I didn't end up doing that. Okay. Anyway, that's good. All right. Dolly Parton. Do you like Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
You're going to like, well, you should like this. Dolly Parton covered Let It Be.
I heard that on the radio this morning.
Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr in it.
Yep, I heard that on the radio.
And the other people, it was, I forget who the other people were, but I know there were some other big names on there too. Yeah, it features contributions from Paul McCartney for vocals and piano, Ringo Starr for drums, along with Peter Frampton on guitar, and Fleetwood Mac on Mick Fleetwood on drums. That had to be so awesome. See, now I'm not a big fan, but I'd like to hear that.
Yeah, I heard them talking about it on the radio, but I didn't hear the song because I had to run into Giant for my tea.
Well, apparently, the latest song to be released from Parton's upcoming rock album was produced by Kent Wells. So far, Parton has released Bygones, featuring Rob Halford.
Wow. Okay.
Judas Priest. World on Fire, and a cover of Heart's Magic Man, and featuring Ann Wilson.
I think you need to become Dolly Parton's best friend.
You're not kidding me. Star-studded album also features guest spots from Miley Cyrus, Steven Tyler, Elton John, Stevie Nicks.
Did you hear that Steven Tyler was in Lancaster? Uh-huh. It's like, wow.
Yeah. Yeah, he came here.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We were sitting talking about Dolly Parton. I just think it would be awesome if she's doing these collaborations. You know, Dolly doesn't need the money.
No.
So she's doing it for other reasons. She's doing it because it's cool. You know, if I had a chance to work with these artists, I'd be in fact, if I had a chance to sing with her, I would do that. Even though I'm not a big Dolly Parton. I mean, I don't dislike Dolly Parton, but I don't listen to much country. And she is...
Well, apparently she's not into country anymore.
She's a personification of country.
Yeah.
I mean, she really is. And she's a legend, and nobody's going to say she does anything wrong. You never heard a bad thing about her.
Oh, no.
So that's one person that you know, that lives right. And she does things because she can, you know. She's got freaking Dollywood. Is that still around, Dollywood still around? Ken used to go to see Dollywood. I didn't understand that, but, you know, it is what it is. But that would be, I want to hear it. I really want to hear her singing the Beatles song. I think it would be awesome. And especially Halford. I want to hear her singing out with Rob Halford. But we can't do it on the air because we'll get in trouble. By the way, I got in trouble for something. Played a couple songs from my jam practice, and they came back at me again. But I think they're going to let me go because I did prove it was mine. Okay. Somebody retired recently. Somebody everybody knows.
Troy Tinker.
Everybody knows.
Oh, okay. It wasn't Troy then.
Welcome to Mario Land.
Oh.
Mario himself has retired.
What Mario?
Longtime Mario, Super Mario voice actor Charles Martinet retires.
Wow.
Is that weird?
Yeah.
I never would have thought of it because I always think of Lou Albano as Mario because he did that stint as Mario. But this guy, he's done all the games and everything. The voice actor behind the iconic Nintendo video game Mario will step down from the role and become an ambassador for the brand. The move caps a 32-year stint as the plumber, during which Martinet achieved a Guinness Book of World Records for the most video game voiceovers of the same character. Born in 1955 in San Jose, California, Martinet was the first hired by Nintendo in 1991 to portray Mario live at the trade shows, although the first official recorded use of his voice was in 94's Mario Teaches Typing. Martinet's high-pitched woohoo and it's me, Mario, rose to the hey, I just did my audition, so I can be Mario.
There you go.
It says rose to broad awareness in 1996 via Super Mario 64, the best-selling video Nintendo 64 game. He eventually voiced over a dozen other characters roughly across 150 games. How could you make your living never having to leave your house with a video game? That would be fun.
When I see a picture like the one you have there, it makes me think. I have a picture of my grandson and my dad, around Halloween.
Okay.
My grandson was dressed up as Mario, and my father was Luigi.
That's funny.
And I see that, and it's like, wow.
It's funny when I think about how much money this guy's made.
Oh, yeah.
Just weird. But,
It's the smallest things, and it could turn into, I mean, look how much stuff is out there with Mario.
Yeah. It's crazy. So.
Did he give up the race car, too? He's probably going to throw the shrooms at the turtles.
I don't know, but it's very cool that he did that. And, wow, to think that he made a living for 30 years with Mario.
Wow.
All right. Got another Nintendo story. I think it's on the other.
Yeah, where's Yoshi? I miss Yoshi.
It's on the other page. So I'm going to continue with this, and then I'll do the other Nintendo story. So, sad thing with Sunny.
I know.
You know, I called out to her. I said, get a hold of me. I'll keep you out of prison. She didn't do it. I'm really actually very sad about this, that she couldn't get her act together. There was a time when Sunny was the hottest freaking girl in the world. And now, look at her.
But you know, maybe this intervention is what she needs to straighten herself up.
But it's late.
I know.
Late. I mean, you kill a guy. I mean, she's stuck where she is done. And she's going to jail at least for 5 years and could be 25 years. And the thing is,
if that's what it takes to get her sober.
There she is at her best. That girl was so hot. And when her and Candido were together, they were awesome. They were great. But she just would not straighten out.
She went downhill after she
look
lost
at what she is now. She is just not at all like herself. And it's a shame because she was a good person. She just, once he died, she just went on a tailspin. It was just, I feel bad for her, but I can't feel bad for her because she had everything. She had money.
I mean, I don't want to speak bad about her, though, but that's the type of person where, you know, if it's almost like she was dependent on him.
She was. They were dependent on each other. But the thing is, he kicked all that stuff before he died.
Right.
He kicked the alcohol, the drugs, and all that stuff.
And she didn't.
And she I don't know if she was straight at that point, but when he died, she just went straight. But he died how long ago? It's been like 14 years or something. You know, it's a shame because she just left herself. I mean, I understand losing someone you care about.
Yes.
And it is difficult. There's some people just can't get through it. But it's such a shame to see someone, she had it all. She had so much money because she had taken she actually took the WWE and raised them up. And because of what she did, where she blew all that money. She blew all that money and just ended up killing someone. And she kept getting, Jeff Hardy's going to be the next one.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's been stopped so many times. And it's a shame that he's going too. But he may straighten out yet. I mean, especially if he saw this.
Yeah.
This could be an eye-opener for him. But I feel bad for her because she was a really cool person, and it just, everything went downhill once he died. And he wouldn't have wanted her to go through this. Jeez. I mean, if I had tailspin like that, I can't imagine. That's an eye-opener for me, for someone that had it all and just gave it up. Gave it up for so she could be an alcoholic, a druggie, and all that, and killed somebody. And that's
one of those that, if this is a way to get her to keep her name out there, unfortunately, it's a negative way.
No, I don't think she was caring about that. I don't think she cared about her name. She didn't care about anything. She didn't care about anything anymore. When he died, she died too.
Yeah.
She just couldn't handle what it was all about. I tried being an alcoholic and I couldn't do it. And fortunately,
Yeah, that's not who you are.
I am very glad that I was not an alcoholic, because I truly thought my life was over, and I just didn't think there was anything going to be around for me anymore. But
You found out differently, didn't you?
well, I'm glad that I straightened my act out, and I feel bad that she couldn't find her way, you know. She was the original diva. It says here she faced 51. She faces 25 and a half years in prison.
Wow.
She's the original diva. 1990. I will never ever forget the beach picture she took in that bikini.
Are you drooling over there?
I'm just saying that there's no guy on this planet that wouldn't have looked at that. Even if you're gay, you would have looked at that. It was just, she did some, she is the original diva. It says here, other crimes that she did. She was arrested for nearly a half dozen times in Connecticut on multiple charges, including disorderly conduct, third-degree burglary, and violating a protective order in which she served 114 days in jail before her release in 2013. Sitch was incurred DUI charges in Pennsylvania in 2015 and New Jersey in 2018, 19, and 22. She served time in prison in New Jersey in connections to July 2020 arrest for violating a restraining order, eluding a police officer, and driving a vehicle on a suspended license.
Wow.
She got started in wrestling in the early 1990s with her boyfriend, Chris Candido, who was working on developing a wrestling career. Her first deal was Smoky Mountain Wrestling, and her first on-screen appearance was 1993 as Tammy Fitch, a villain who idolized Hillary Clinton. I remember that. It's not unusual for professional wrestlers to cycle through a few monikers until they find one that sticks. Here are a few other names she used: Tammy Spirit, Tammy Lynn Fitch, Tamara Murphy, Sunny, Tammy Lynn Sitch. During her wrestling career, Sitch also worked as a ring announcer, a valet, and a manager, among other wrestlers. You did one of those. Mm-hmm. Ring announcer and a photographer.
Yep.
Sitch won her...
I never thought I'd do it, but I did it.
I told you I'd get you there. Sitch won her first championship, the Women Superstars Uncensored Championship, in December 2007 in New Jersey. She lost the title the following March. She was inducted into the WWE's Hall of Fame in 2011. 2020, Sitch created OnlyFans account for uploading adult material. See, again, she had to be rolling in money, because she had residuals from WWE she was getting.
Well, did she ever use the program that WWE has out there?
No.
See, and she should have.
Sitch and Candido met in high school in New Jersey. They were together from 1990 until his death in 2005. I thought it was 2010. He died in 2005. Wow, that was a long time ago. Their relation was profiled earlier in this year's Dark Side of the Ring. And it says...
yeah, it was April 28, 2005.
That was a shame. She had it all, and she threw it away because she couldn't control whatever her urges were.
Cheyenne.
I feel bad for her because I think that she needed help, and she wouldn't accept help or didn't want help. So. John Cena's in the news. John Cena, actually, he's going to wrestle again. I don't know if it's WrestleMania or something. WrestleMania is in Philadelphia this year.
I know.
I gotta see if we can get tickets. I want to go if it's.
I would go.
Philly would be fun. Cena tries to protect Alison Brie during a violent coup in trailer for action comedy Freelance. So he's in a new movie. And I don't know who Alison Brie is, but I'm assuming that's her. Let's see here. Opens theaters October 6th. So he's still out there. He's still out there getting stuff done. And I'm really happy for him. He took a leap of faith. And
Alison Brie played Trudy Campbell in the drama series Mad Men.
I didn't watch that.
Okay. Let's see if I can find anything else.
And, oh, shoot. I lost the... Screwed up.
I don't think anything else you would recognize.
Why is that?
Well, she was in the Lego movie.
I saw that.
But it doesn't say what character.
Are there many female Legos?
No. Oh, speaking of Legos, my youngest grandson, this was his first year of doing a hobby box up there where you can put, well, people put together a display of what their hobby is, and his hobby is building things with Legos.
Okay. I love Legos. Was my favorite toy as a kid.
And this was his first year doing it.
Okay.
He won third place.
Oh, good.
I was so proud of him.
John Cena and Alison Brie get caught in the middle of a political unrest in the first trailer for the forthcoming action comedy Freelance. The film from director Pierre Morel of Taken hits theaters October 6th. It centers on Special Forces officer Cena resurfacing from retirement to escort a journalist to interview the dictator of a foreign country, which is embroiled in a dangerous coup that ends shortly after their arrival. During the trailer, Brie tells Cena, "I'm with the president of a country in the middle of a coup. This is the scoop of a lifetime." He bluntly responds, "You got to be alive to have a scoop of a lifetime." That sounds good. So it sounds like I probably would like to see that movie. Could be interesting. I like to see all the Cena stuff. It just is. It's really cool to see wrestlers make that. Oh, by the way, the second season of Heels started up.
Okay.
And I love that show. Did you ever see Green Arrow, or actually it was called Arrow?
Okay.
Did you ever see that show?
I've heard you talk about it.
Well, the Green Arrow is Stephen Amell, who did the American Ninja Warrior on Clown Nose Day or whatever.
Oh.
And he actually did the events and went through and did it successfully without cheating.
Nice.
Whereas a lot of the actors cheated. He is actually physically really well built and physically can do quite a bit. Well, it's his show. It's on Stars, and it's a show about pro wrestling in the Indies. And it's DWL, which is not to be confused with DWF. It's the Duffy Wrestling League.
Oh, wow.
And his crew of characters are basically independent wrestlers, and you get to see a little bit more behind the scenes than I think I would like. But it's really good. Overall, I like it. But one of the guys looks a lot like CM Punk.
Ooh.
Because it is CM Punk. And Mick Foley's been in that. And we see people every once in a while that are real wrestlers. But it's really good because DWL is now feuding with another organization, and they're going to be doing a card together. It's really, really good. I love this show as much as I hate them showing some of the behind-the-scenes stuff. But it's really good. So I just, the newest episode that I saw has...
well, that one show that you wanted me to watch, what is it, the Dark Side of the 2000s.
Oh,
I actually did watch it.
what'd you think of that?
Yeah.
Did you get a new feeling for him? She's talking about it was the Dark Side of the 2000s with the Goslings, right?
Yeah, the Goslings, yeah. I was just...
You got a new respect for him, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Because they painted him like a really bad guy.
And he isn't. He just wants what's best for his kids.
Yeah. And
he wants his kids to lead a normal life.
Right. And because it'd be one thing if even if they featured the kids more, but it was really, she wanted to be a star.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. She wouldn't even come in to do an interview. That made her look bad by not doing it.
And now she's a nurse in North Carolina. Maybe you should stop and see her.
All right. Why not?
She's a blonde. Maybe.
She's got too many kids.
Yeah, but they're all grown. They can take care of themselves.
I don't deal with parents. I don't do real well with parents. So, but anyway, it was just interesting to see that, and that show is really good. And if you ever watch The Dark Side of Wrestling, oh man, things you will learn. The last one in the season was Marty Jannetty.
Oh.
And you will find out why Marty Jannetty is whacked.
Okay.
When he wrestled for Rob Notches, he was really weird that day. And I heard rumors.
Right.
We tried to get him on the show, and I couldn't get him on the show. And I'm kind of sad because I would have loved to have picked his brain. And I probably could if I wanted to now. I mean, because he's got some serious issues. But
too many headshots.
Partially. But part of it also is probably because Shawn Michaels went to the top and didn't take him.
Yeah.
And that is an issue because he helped Shawn Michaels get there. But he also freaked, was an alcoholic and doing drugs and stuff like that. So, I don't know. And Shawn Michaels went back for him when he turned to God and sent him to rehab and stuff and took care of him.
That's my sexy boy.
Well, he wasn't, when... I got a new respect for Shawn Michaels after seeing that. Anyway. All right. So we did that. Here's something. Now, do you remember John Belushi, right?
Yes.
And Jane Curtin?
Yes. She was on Kate and Alley.
Well, before that, she was on Saturday Night Live with John Belushi.
Yeah, because he was one of the Blues Brothers.
Yes, he was. He was actually, I had a band that did Blues Brothers music back when my brother was alive. We did a band of the Blues Brothers. And he was Jake and I was Elwood. No, he was Elwood and I was Jake. Yeah, Jake is that one. And anyway.
Jake and the Fat Man?
That was
a TV show. Pernell, was it Pernell Roberts?
I don't know. Let's see here. I found some pictures. Now I'm going to take these pictures, not these pictures, but some of these pictures.
No, it was William Conrad who played.
Yeah.
And Joe Penny was Detective Jake Stiles. Okay.
Anyway, I got this box of pictures that I'm going to be, I already went through these. These are not going to be given to anyone except me. But I found it interesting because there are pictures that I thought were really funny. I don't even know. They don't even look like me to me anymore. But, it was, oh, man, I'm just like, I figured why not show them some pictures of me when I was younger. When I said that I was 468 pounds, a lot of people don't believe me. And I want them to understand that these pictures, reaching for the rest of them, probably going to drop a bunch of them. Nope, I made it. Hey, all right. I just did this before the show, so I didn't have anything prepared. But kind of be funny to see some of these. Because I didn't even know some of these even existed. and it's fun to see. That was a funny one. Oh, that's a great one, and this is a good one, and this is a good one, and this is a good one. I mean, not a good one. It's not a good one. When you see it, you'll say, "Why are you showing?"
Now.
You'll be saying, "Why did you show that?" But I was really, oh man, I'm like freaking out because, oh, this is really bad. I was a monster.
Well, I can tell. Friday took a lot out of me, and I can tell that I have changed a lot from last year to this year.
Okay.
You know, I was trying to walk more last year, and this year I just didn't do it. It was hard for me. I mean, I could still sit, but it was like I'd walk so far, and then I would have to sit down because I'd really start breathing hard. And
we ought to
it
all.
was hot, but not.
I think we ought to all start doing the DDP workout, and that's it. It's the bottom line.
Hi, Martha.
Hey, Martha, what are you doing? Oh, hey, you came at the right time, because I'm going to show some really, really gruesome pictures of me.
Well, Keith said that he wants, like, if he can take a buddy to the gym, that he wants me to start walking with him. And Sunday night proved that I was really out of shape, too, chasing my dog.
Well, I can understand that. All right, here we go. This is the pictures I'm going to show. This is.
She's on her way to pick up Tina.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, tell Tina that I will see you guys real soon. I'm going to be leaving tonight and heading down to where am I going? North
Georgia.
Carolina. So yeah, North Carolina. Okay. Here's me. Let's see. There's me in all my glory. I don't know when that's.
It says on the back, doesn't it? Oh, I thought it did. Maybe it doesn't.
That's 2002. This is me when I looked like, if you were a Monty Python fan, I looked like the guy from the restaurant that ate too much and blew up. That was...
She said, drive safe and to call us if you need company/support.
Oh, don't tell me to do that, because I might call you. I might call you in the middle of the night. So now you're going to get her? When's your flight? And here's me when I was at my biggest, 468 pounds. Wait, where we are? I'm the guy. I'm the white blotch. I can't believe that I was that big.
Wow.
This is one of my favorite pictures. It was the Trash Clan. We stole the belts from
the Puerto
Rican group. Yep, we stole them.
And that famous line, "Muesa mi puente."
Here's one with me and Cage. We were, let me see, got up around her. It's one of my favorite pictures of us posing in the ring, or actually me looking stupid, Cage posing in the ring.
Here, let me see that picture.
Why? What are you going to do with it? Here's another one of me and Cage. Our hands up, because we won the match. Here's another one of me in 2002. That was pretty big. This one doesn't show me as big because there were two girls sitting next to me, or standing next to me. Here's me and Pam when we were both big.
Okay. I sent them to Cage.
Oh boy.
And I just put memories.
This is me when I was 468.
Marcia said she flew to Seattle today. We fly out to Miami on Thursday morning at 7:30 a.m.
Okay. So I can call you in the middle of the night. Oh, actually, it's not the middle of the night for you guys. Here's me with a beard and yeah. Here's me after I get hit by a clipboard and I was blinded in a wrestling match. This one is one of my favorite pictures of all time. I'm not in it, but it's a really cute picture. It says, "Throw me to the lesbian, or dip me in honey and throw me to the lesbians." And the thing that's funny about it is Pam took a picture of it, and that was on somebody's car, but she's in the reflection, so it looks like she's looking for lesbians, you know. And
hey, that would work on my car.
yeah, and this is back in 1991 or so, when Uncle Sam Band first started. We had 3 people in the band.
Marcia says, yes, call anytime. We arrive 4:45 p.m. to Fort Lauderdale, closer to Maggie.
And when did she say she's leaving?
Thursday at 7:30.
You're like a third of the man you were.
That
yeah, I mean that was just. I am, you know, a lot of people don't realize, because the people that know me from now, like the VIP people, I was probably 315 at my biggest with the VIP, and I'm now 249. So there's me in.
Well, I got a message back from Cage. Oh man, those were some fun times.
I really miss it. I miss it so much. This is can anybody identify what it is that I have at my ear?
That's the remote.
Why would I be talking to my remote?
No, you're trying to listen to see if the battery works. I thought we settled that before.
Here's me when I have just a mustache, and I just really kind of am laughing at seeing this one. Looks like I'm dying or something. Yeah. So that's a bunch of me as a different big guy, and actually different times in my life that were kind of fun. And hey, doggy, how you doing, doggy? All right, so that's enough of me.
Marcia says it's a brick cell phone.
Yeah, that was a cordless phone then. That's back when we didn't even have voicemail. I think I had a tape deck that was my voicemail. All right, now back to this. Okay, so SNL alum Jane Curtin explains why she had problems with John Belushi. They were on Saturday Night Live together, and like Jane and Dan Aykroyd used to be on the news segment, and they would have point counterpoint, and she would give her point, and he would say, "Jane, you ignorant slut," and then that's how he would start his thing with his counterpoint. But she had problems with Belushi for the same reason everybody else did. John Belushi, when on the show, he went to great lengths to get on that show, and he wasn't their first choice. He turned out to be one of the biggest breakout stars, but he wasn't their first choice. And what happened was that as he got more, there's a show called Belushi. I think it's Belushi, a movie, and it really talks about his time on Saturday Night Live and how he evolved into a comedian. And he was just a regular factory worker, and he didn't want to be a factory worker. He wanted to be, more. And he turned out to be probably one of the Saturday Night Live's greatest entities. And he was really actually, he was way ahead of his time. He came up with the Blues Brothers thing, and he was a musical guy as well. And originally when I saw the Blues Brothers thing, I thought he was making fun of blues music. But he actually put a band together and did a tour, and he used his Saturday Night Live in an interview with people and shed some light on the addiction issues that her co-star John Belushi battled before his death. He had a drug overdose in 1982. He was 33. It's such a young age. I mean, I remember in 82 when he died, I was like, I was just getting into music, and I was like, I loved him. I wanted to be just like him. Maybe not die at 33, but, she goes, I got along with everyone on the cast, but I did have some problems with John. She was quick to note that the problems originated because of the addiction that he was battling. But that was because John wasn't John, he was an addict. And while looking back on her experience on the show, Curtin explained that she was focused on building her career more than partying. I had a life, a dog, a husband, an apartment, and a little garden. It was a life I really enjoyed. The actor said she watched her co-stars were affected by partying a bit too much. John, obviously, he could party with the best of them. But the next day, these guys were just so miserable. Plus, the 90 minutes on the show were so exciting and adrenaline pumping. I felt all the other stuff was self-indulgent and seemed hard. Curtis also told people she cringed when she watched her old episodes of SNL. So, it's sad when you get to, like Tammy.
Yeah.
Okay. You see the people as they self-destruct. My cousin Riley, I saw him self-destruct until he died, It was just a sad thing to see someone go from, I used to look up to him. He was like, when I was a kid, he was the man. I wanted to be just like him. He was 7 years older than me. He seemed to have his act together. Well, seemed to have his act together. And then he started doing more and more drugs, and he started drinking more, and he got caught DUI a couple times. And back then, you didn't go to jail after the third time. He just kept getting caught. And I will never forget the last day that I saw him. He wanted me to go to this party with him, and I wouldn't go with him, especially since he was drunk already. And I didn't drink anything, and I was back then. Didn't drink, didn't take any kind of meds. I didn't do anything like that. I was a boring person, but he wanted me to go to that party, and I'll never forget. I went with Bowski to bowling instead. And Bowski is an alcoholic, or at least was an alcoholic. I don't know if he is anymore. But when we were done bowling, I was driving home, and there was a car accident on the road, and it was a big tractor trailer. And I thought, ooh, wow, that's a bad accident. And I got home, and my dad told me in the morning that my cousin died. And I said, was it on 83? And so I didn't see his car because the tractor trailer was on top of his car. He drove backwards down the highway because he wanted to kill himself. So it was such a shame. Alcohol can destroy you and can destroy other people's lives. And Tammy Lee Finch is showing exactly what it can do. All right, enough of that. That doesn't belong on that pile. It belongs on that pile. Well, I'd start seeing these things, and then. All right. Says we were sent a 5-year compilation of video with Saturday Night Live's first 5 years a few years ago, and I gave one to my daughter. She said, we were out visiting her daughter, and one Christmas, and her husband said, have you ever watched any of these? And I said, no, I haven't seen them in a long time. When her son-in-law put in episode 1, Curtin was underwhelmed by the show. It wasn't funny. Not one thing was funny. There was not one utterance of laugh or giggle, she said. I think it was one of those shows you had to be there in the moment. That's what happens with live TV, and with topical TV, it gets dated after a while. Remember, this was almost 50 years ago. After we watched it, I was like, that really wasn't a very good show. It was terrible. There was a few skits in which Curtin remembers fondly, including one with Dan Aykroyd pitching a kitchen appliance made for blending bass. Oh, I remember the Bass-O-Matic. That was the Bass. Oh yeah, Bass-O-Matic. There it is, she said. So yeah, the thing is, that's when you have a live show, anything can go. It could go really good. It can go really bad.
We've noticed that, haven't we?
Yes. And,
many times.
Yeah, it was fun. But I liked a lot of the Saturday Night Lives, but it's true. If you watch it out of context, or if you watch it, it's not necessarily your cup of tea. Or it may have been funny at one point, but it's not topical, so it's not funny now. So it's like if you have jokes about say, Clinton.
Yeah.
It may not be funny now because
it was funny then.
Yeah, it was funny way back then. So anyway, next. We're moving on to the next thing here. Let's see. Now I got some weird ones on this one. So this person, we found a horrifying creature at our hotel.
You were at a hotel?
No, I don't do hotels anymore. I only do Airbnbs. This poor woman, they were at this hotel and they found something really, really horrible at this hotel. What do you think it was?
A bed bug.
That would be horrible, but this would be more horrible than that.
What could be more horrible than a bed bug?
Well, a bunch of bed bugs would be worse, but
yeah.
But I think you're right with the second guess.
A snake?
A snake in the tub. I think that's what it was, if I remember correctly. Let's see. We're going to scroll down here and find out if you are correct. What?
I saw something on Facebook this morning where the River Studio, the River radio station, there was a snake in the hallway and one of the ones connected to it. Yeah, it's like, no!
Well, let's see what it says. Guests at the Country Inn and Suites at Radisson in Germantown, Wisconsin, experienced more nature than they bargained for during a recent stay. One snake was spotted in the hotel swimming pool.
Oh, no, thank you.
Michelle Grease was staying with her son at the first floor of the hotel, and they were on their way to the pool when they noticed maybe it was in the pool. Okay. Multiple snakes were in the pool.
No, thank you.
In the hot tub area. In fact, she came quite close to swimming in the water. She was able to take a video of the slithery swimmer before heading back to her room.
No,
it was then that she noticed a snake making its way down the hall and under a person's door. After snapping a picture of the creature, I literally watched the snake slither under this person's door. I knocked on the gentleman's door and he came out and I was like, there's a snake in your room. And he said, I see that. And the man tried to use a plunger to remove the snake from his room. You don't use a plunger the snake is not going to be plunged. You're just going to, that's like massaging a snake.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
It might have been in his boot.
What's up here, puppy dog?
Oh, you're giving me goosebumps.
But anyway, that was kind of, another guest saw the reptiles during their stay.
No, thank you.
Let's see here. And then, I want to see, I thought she said there was one in her room. Maybe it wasn't.
Boot.
But anyway, it's just kind of funny that, well, not funny if you were there, but yeah.
No, I don't even like the one that was in my backyard last year.
I'm surprised you would have them up there because there is wooded area up there. So that was the snake in the hotel. I mean, they didn't charge them extra for the snakes. They're just free.
Stop it. Oh.
This is a really important thing. Facebook users have till August 25th to file a claim for their lawsuit settlement money. Did you know you could make money from Facebook?
No.
They have been in trouble and lost a lawsuit for sharing information.
So how do you file the claim? Because I don't know.
I'm going to tell you how.
I don't know if I'd be eligible.
Why not?
I don't know.
Why wouldn't you?
Depends on what the criteria are.
Well, the criteria is you have to have a. What is wrong with this? It won't let me have it.
Cheyenne. Hey, sweet girl.
It's not going to let me do it. Okay. It says here, if you're hoping to get any money from the $725 million Facebook settlement, you have until Friday to file a claim. The largest social media platform was facing numerous lawsuits over the years over how the company used personal information of its users. Many lawsuit users were eventually consolidated to one class action lawsuit, and it's been settled. It will soon be paying out. A settlement was reached by Meta Platforms, the holding company for Facebook and Instagram, back in December. Meta has expressly denied any liability or wrongdoing. If you were on Facebook in the United States between May 24th, 2007 and December 22nd, 2022, you may be eligible for a cash payment or settlement. Here's what you need to know. Who's eligible? Well, you have to have an account between May 24th, 2007 and May 22nd, 2022. Claims only valid if you lived in the United States during the entirety.
I
I
did.
did. How do I file? Well, those who are eligible to file a claim will submit it online or mail in a printed form. Your claim must be submitted either postmarked or electronically by August 25th to be considered. If you file a claim, you need to provide your name, address, email, and phone number, in addition to basic information about your Facebook profile. The email address associated with your long-standing Facebook account, the phone number associated with your long-standing Facebook account, the username associated with your Facebook account, which is different than your display name.
Right.
You can choose how you want to receive the money: prepaid card, PayPal, Venmo, Zelle, or direct deposit. And you can fill out the online claim form right here.
Ooh, okay.
So there you go. That's the file, and that will get you set up, and you can choose your form and all that. And then it says here, how much will you get? As mentioned, they've agreed to pay $725 million as part of a settlement, though it's not known how much each individual will make. Probably get $1 or $2.
Probably.
A final approval hearing isn't scheduled till September 7th. And so there you go. This I wanted to put this in here, but it's not letting me do this. It's not letting. Why can't I do this? All right, well, I can do it the other way. Wait. Oh, now it's coming. Come on. You can do it. What's wrong with it? I hate these stupid little ones from there. They never work. I always try to work them to make sure they work before the show. And they got me this time. So I don't see. Okay, so can I guess I can send it to my OneNote. Let me do it. Come on. Oh wait, I can do. What am I doing? I'm gonna do this. I got it right here where I actually copied it. All right, so now we're gonna put it so that everyone can go to it and make all. Maybe I shouldn't, because the more people that.
Yeah, that's going to take away from your share.
So I'll give them another. I'll give them another link.
Hey, hi Jessie Joe.
Hey, she's at the fair. Well, that's nice
Yeah.
of her. You should turn your phone up on high so everyone can hear the show where you're at. So there we go. That's one, and then we can put it on here. Oh, not there. What's that? Oh, that's my friend there. I talked about him a couple weeks ago. I guess I just never changed the page since then.
Well, I know this much. It was cold at that fair Friday night.
Okay.
I wanted to go up. The whole reason for me going up to begin with was to see the Oak Ridge Boys.
They were playing?
Yep. And then they played in Shippensburg the next night.
Wow.
And it was cold.
How cold was it?
Freezing cold.
Okay.
I was in shorts and a tank top. And I'm kind of glad I had Bear to help keep me warm. Because then I'd cover him up with his little blanket. And I think 10 minutes after the show started, they're like, well, we're cold. And I'm like, if you're ready to go, I am.
All right. Did you play Powerball?
No.
291 million jackpot one day.
Wow.
So
No, that was Cirillo's thing.
Did anybody win?
No, not that I know of.
You sure?
Oh, probably.
You're probably sure?
No, I said probably somebody won.
I don't know if anybody won or not. I was just playing with your head.
I know somebody won $1 million on a scratch-off ticket in Lewisburg.
Oh, wow. They certainly have come a long way with scratch-offs. They're giving that freaking $1 million.
Yeah, and I know of one of Keith's friends actually has an addiction to scratch-offs to the tune of At one time, she spent $5,000 on tickets.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Well, my dad used to play scratch-offs, and he did okay. He had money put away that no one knew about until till he died, and I found it. Yeah, it's really interesting. So it says Wednesday's August 23rd jackpot will be worth $313 million after 0 players matched all 6 numbers.
Oh.
So results from the Powerball are listed as below, blah, 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 blah. Nobody won, so we don't care.
Well, maybe I should play just once.
Jackpot reset to $20 million after one player in Los Angeles won $1.08 billion.
Oh.
Man, could you imagine? You'd never have to worry about money again. But those people usually do have to worry about because they blow it on everything.
Right.
You know, because you can actually live comfortably if you're
well, that would take care of a lot of things.
Well, that's good.
I mean, what would I do with $1 billion? What would I do with $1 million?
Oh, you'd find a way.
Oh, yeah. I would invest a lot of it, probably.
Yeah.
Pay off my mortgage.
Depends how much money you have. If you got a couple billion, you know, if you even got, well, they say you should have $500,000 to retire.
Right. Well, that would be the first chunk I'd set aside.
Well, if you won, what's that, $300 million, you wouldn't have to work. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Just send it to like a Morgan & Stanley investment analyst. Let them deal with it. They'll set you up with whatever amount you want per month, and you'll live on that. And you never have to worry about money again. That's what you do. Don't fall for the scams.
Right.
You know, people that, well, I can make money with cryptocurrency.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do that.
And don't give your money to scammers because they aren't going to give it back.
Nope.
You know, just kind of be smart about it.
I would set one account up for each of the grandkids for their college funds.
Why? They wouldn't have to go to college.
Well, I
because they would have a grandmother that gave them lots of money. Because you personally know a lottery winner like
a real jackpot
winner. I do? Who do I know?
Maybe her. See?
Well, I know it's not her because unless she's been playing with my head with that, and I'd like to. Who would I know that is a real?
Actually, I did know some that were real jackpot winners, and they blew all the money.
I knew a real jackpot.
So did I.
He used to wrestle.
Yep.
He was pretty good.
Jackpot Jimmy.
Not you. I figured it wasn't you. I figured it's not you. And if it was you, I'd be laughing at you because you lost all your money. I wouldn't laugh. But I guess I am laughing right now. But all right. So there's a recall for the Ford Mustang electric car. Yes. The Ford Mustang. Hey, my thing's not spinning. I just noticed it. My logo's not spinning. Got to make it spin.
It's probably too dizzy.
There we go. Oh, but now I lost my background. This messes with me. Why does it do that?
Because it's Tuesday.
See, it stopped. What's going on with that? Should be playing.
It's spinning on
mine.
mine.
I know what to do.
But I'm on that delay.
There it is. Now we got it. Okay. She going to tell us, or is she just playing with my head? I want to know who it is. Oh, must remain anonymous. One of my friends in Orlando.
Oh. See?
Is that one of my friends too? Oh, wait, Orlando. Who do I know in Orlando? Oh, I don't know anybody in Orlando. I mean, I don't know anybody in Orlando that won money. Anyway, all right. So the Ford Mustang has, it says there's an investigation. So the Ford Mustang Mach-E, which is the electric one, I believe, has an issue. I hope I'm right about this. Let's see here. Let's see if I can understand. Oh, this is the manual. I don't want to read the manual. I don't want to read the... Ford is working with the... Oh, one of my friends. Okay. That's curious. Ford is working with the NHTSA while the U.S. regulator investigates how the Mach-E recalls affecting 2021 and 2022 years. Full description. Let's see here. Well, this doesn't tell me what they did, what's wrong. This tells me, oh, let's go down here and see how far it goes. I don't want to, all right, now tell me what the recall is. This is too much information. I don't want to know all that. I want to know what the recall is. I wonder if I can find another one to tell me exactly what the recall is.
Well, while you're looking for that, you had just made a comment that you didn't want to read all these instructions. And it reminded me of something that happened over the weekend.
Okay.
Well, you know the shed in my backyard. I've wanted to get rid of that thing for years.
Okay.
Well, it came down Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And my friends that have been around me were putting the new one up. And I got a picture of one of them. He was sitting on the floor of it, and he had the instruction manual in his hand. And my daughter comments, "What? Wait a minute, a guy's reading the directions. You never see that." And I'm like, no, he's just looking at the pictures. And it was like, oh my gosh, we were having so much fun with it. Hi, sweet girl.
Asleep. I gave her a treat and she's asleep.
You know, but I can say that, you know, the guys that put up my new shed, we all got along, had a good time, no drama. But they still only look at the pictures.
Yeah.
See, when you get back, you'll have to come down now.
Come down?
Yeah, come down to the
You're
house.
south? Yeah, I guess you are south.
Yes.
Okay, this one might tell us what is wrong. Okay. Here we are.
Ugh.
Investigation, loss of power. Power loss recall. Well, you know, if you buy an inferior car, you're going to get inferior.
Well, you know what Ford means, right?
Fixed or repaired daily.
No. Fucking old rebuilt Dodge.
No,
or first on race day. Cross the starting line, but never cross the finish.
Says here, 49,000 electric crossovers because of an issue with high voltage main contactors. It says here the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration has opened an investigation into Ford's handling of the July 2022 recall that affected nearly 49,000. And you know why it's only 49,000? Because that's all they sold. You know, they didn't buy a Tesla, and Tesla is the only one that doesn't have those kind of issues. Because Tesla has been doing it longer than everybody else.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. I mean, Ford created a car, an electric car from a gas car. That makes it harder because you're trying to adapt your gas car into an electric car.
Right.
Tesla created an electric car from the ground up, and you're driving a computer. So they're taking a long time. You would think that they're as big as they are, they would be able to catch up with Tesla, but nobody's catching up with Tesla. Every car they sell, they lose money on. And every car that Tesla sells, they make money. And that's why Tesla is superior in the electric car market. But they're also superior because they're more than just Tesla cars. And I'm waiting for them to announce officially the heating and air conditioning unit for houses, because that's what I want to buy. And I've been babying the one I got left as long as I can, but I don't know how much longer I can hold out. I hope they release that soon. So, you know, it's just really sad because I need a heating and air conditioning unit for my house. And, oh, by the way, I found the specs for the pool cover where I ordered it from and the actual dimensions. Now I can get a new pool cover.
Nice.
So I can get my pool back in shape, because next year maybe I'll actually spend the money on fixing the car, the pool up. Anyway, after the recall, it says last year the Blue Oval Company issued a safety recall on 49,000 crossovers, and because the contactors on the high voltage battery could overheat After DC fast charging repeatedly, oh shoot.
What?
Oh, I just thought of something I didn't do. I wanted to charge my car all the way.
Oops.
You
better get that done.
Oh, I screwed up. Let's see, schedule.
So does that mean you'll have to stop earlier than what you?
No, not really, because I'm at 80%, I think. Yeah, I'm at 80%. I just want to go up to 95 and see how long it takes me to get to 95. 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 5 minutes.
Oh, well.
Well, you got to remember, this car charges faster than the other car.
Yeah, that's true.
And this car will get me to, I'm at 70, I'm at 80%. It's going to go to 90%, as long as it's at 95 by the time I want to leave, which will be shortly after well, I'm probably going to leave around 11-ish or so, because I just want to make sure I got everything put together and ready to roll. So anyway, all right. So anyway, anybody who has a Ford Mustang electric, you're going to have to get it fixed. So that's the most you can know about it. If the contacts are bad, and when they fast charge, it'll kill you. It'll blow up. No, it's not true. It won't blow up. Anyway, okay, let me get into some gruesome stories. Mom admits to drowning her newborn in the tub to hide the meth in the baby's system. Why would you do that to a child? Why? Why? I mean, if you're doing meth, well, of course, look at her. She looks like she's strung out on meth too. But I just can't understand why. And meth isn't cheap. Why would you do that to your child? I mean,
the meth made her do it.
I guess so. I mean, I can't imagine why anybody would do this. It's so stupid. There's just no reason for it. I mean, I feel bad for well, maybe that was the best thing ever to happen to the kid, because if the kid had to grow up with those parents, the kid would be punished for the rest of its life. But she wanted to hide the meth in her kid's system, so she killed the kid. 24-year-old mother in Iowa was sentenced to 50 years in prison after admitting that she drowned her daughter in a bathtub minutes after a home delivery to hide the fact that the infant had meth in her system. Kayla Bleha pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and asked that she be sentenced at once. She must serve 70% of her sentence, which is about 35 years, before becoming eligible for parole. I just can't fathom it. Brandon Toma, the boyfriend and father of the two children, pleaded guilty last month to child endangerment resulting to death and abuse of a corpse. They're really good parents. Jeez. Officials said Bleha and Toma both held their newborn daughter underwater in a half-filled bathtub to stifle her cries while stuffing her lifeless body into a backpack and discarding it into the woods. The baby's remains were never recovered. Jeez. Well, see that? Those people deserve to go to jail. They deserve to die. They should just kill them. There should be no reason to keep them in. I don't know. I just don't.
Oh, wow.
Why would you do that? It makes me sad that those people even exist. And yet they're still alive, and the baby's dead. The baby being dead might be the best thing that ever happened to the baby, because it had to deal with them as parents.
I just got an email that said a security question has been answered incorrectly. They were trying to get into my bank account.
I wonder who that would be.
I don't know.
It's really sad that is even happening.
I don't even know if it's him. It just says that it was answered incorrectly.
Who else would?
I know.
Okay. Russia did a lunar mission, first one in 47 years. How do you think it came out?
Hopefully good. Yeah, okay.
They smashed into the moon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, Russia's not, there's a reason they're not doing lunar missions, I guess. Well, plus they're killing Ukrainians, so maybe they should stop killing Ukrainians and go back to the drawing board where they actually crashed their module or whatever it was. It's really sad. I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, come on. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's not a good sign. What do they need in the moon anyway nowadays? Why does anybody go to the moon anymore? It's like so boring.
To say they did it?
Yeah.
Or maybe they're looking for green cheese.
Says Russia's first lunar mission in nearly half a century came to a violent end when its unmanned Luna 25 spacecraft spun out of control and crashed on the moon, according to the after encountering a problem when it began preparing for a pre-landing orbit. So that's not good. I mean,
No.
all basic people would tell you that's not good. You probably don't want to wreck your... they ought to play that lunar landing video game. Thrust. They apparently didn't play that very often. Oh, man. That's sad. So, well, at least they didn't put it on meth. Or maybe they did. Maybe the guy flying it was on meth.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't
Speaking of meth, did you hear about the hot air balloon pilot? He had he hit the power line.
No.
He was on coke and cannabis.
Oh.
Probably didn't feel a thing when he died. He probably died. What did he die? I don't know if he did die. Let me take a look. The guy was, well, it said fatal crash, so yeah. He, man, that's why you should drink Pepsi, because Coke will kill you. Sad. I don't know, some people shouldn't have a hot air balloon anyway. So a lot of people have hot air.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Right, puppy? Yeah?
And one of our friends was just actually up in a hot air balloon.
I wouldn't go in a hot air balloon if you paid me. Nope. Not for me. All right. Yeah, the guy says here, pilot of a hot air balloon that crashed into New Mexico was in cocaine and cannabis when he hit the power line, sending all 5 people on board plummeting 100 feet to their deaths. Nicholas Milewski, recent use of coke and marijuana likely had impairing effects that contributed to the June 26, 2021 crash. And the 62-year-old pilot did not maintain enough clearance from the power lines and struck them while trying to land in Albuquerque. They found no evidence of mechanical malfunction or failures. The basket detached from the balloon and plummeted 100 feet to the ground, killing Milewski and Susan Montoya, 65, her husband John Montoya, 61, Martin Martinez, 59, and his wife, Mary, 62. Yeah. Nope, couldn't get me on that if you paid me. I don't care if the guy is high on coke or not high on coke. I don't like the idea that you can't control your balloon. So, next one. Oh, this one's a good one. You should like this one. Mom of 15 who faked death after allegedly boiling newborn puppies.
No.
Allegedly.
No.
Is found alive behind a false wall.
No.
This woman's a real piece of work
trip,
here.
Yeah.
Just,
Hi, Cheyenne. Hi,
crazy.
sweet girl.
It's
sweet
like,
girl.
I don't know. There's why are there people like this out there? Why are these people? They're nuts. I mean, why boiling puppies?
No.
Just, they're not very good to eat. I've never.
I'm sorry, but the puppies I got to visit with over the weekend are just way too cute.
Well, maybe they weren't cute ones then.
Oh, puppies are cute.
All right, let's see here. It says New Mexico, another New Mexico.
That's it right there.
I guess that's the New Mexico is the new
Florida.
New Mexico mom of 15 who faked her death after defying probation restraints in a horrific child abuse case, including alleged allegations she boiled newborn puppies in front of her kids, was found alive in a false wall of her husband's Colorado trailer. Trailer? A false wall in a trailer? I thought all trailers have barely walls.
This could be a double wide, like two walls or two trailers put together to make one.
Martha Crouch, that's her name, Crouch,
Grouch.
58, was discovered in Colorado, nearly 250 miles from her Aztec home. She was busted after Colorado police responded to reports of a man suffering a medical emergency in a yard outside the trailer August 17th. When cops arrived, they found Crouch's husband, Timothy, 62, dead on the lawn. She should have boiled him. She maybe could have saved him. When one of the adult daughters learned of the death, she told authorities there were siblings in the trailer being abused and urged them to return. When Colorado police then connected Crouch to his wife, who for whom they learned was there was an arrest warrant in New Mexico dating back to 2021 for violating probation and then vanishing. This girl seems like she has some issues too. She has some medical issues, definitely. Oh, that's not a double wide.
No.
Would they put an extra wall up or what? The probation stemmed from a horrific child and animal abuse charges to which she pleaded guilty in 2019 before arriving a plea 2 years later to one felony charge. The mom was accused of, by some of her kids, of beating them with kitchen tools, chaining one to a bedpost to force her to lose weight, and fatally shooting one of their dogs as punishment. That sounds like someone that I know's parents. She also allegedly forced the kids to watch as she fatally boiled 4 newborn babies, newborn puppies in the kitchen. One of her daughters also alleged that after becoming pregnant at 14, the mom beat her so severely that she miscarried. Her husband, meanwhile, faces charges of hiding his wife. Well, wait, didn't he just die? I don't think he's going to be charged because he's dead. Didn't it? Let's see. Found, let's see. She was busted when the cops. Oh, no, he was suffering a medical emergency. Okay, so he's going to be lucky enough to live through that so he can go to jail for hiding his wife. The mom was accused. Okay, so one of the daughter, let's see, her husband, meanwhile, faced charges of hiding his wife and 4 of his children from the New Mexico children and youth during the investigation of alleged abuse. Oh boy, you got a good family there. When the police returned to the trailer with a warrant, they were met with one of the Crouch's children who said their mom had died years before and a teenage sister had gone missing 3 years prior. Police then searched the trailer and, acting on a tip from a neighbor, found a false wall where Martha was hiding alongside a supposedly missing 14-year-old daughter. Oh man. Their mom was arrested on an outstanding warrant and also hit with a misdemeanor child abuse charges.
Yuck.
Yeah, that's a talk about families that have issues. Yeah. You know, some people shouldn't be parents.
That's awful.
This next one is actually kind of an interesting story. 13 women used firearms in self-defense against exes, criminals, and over a 2-week period in the U.S. That's pretty, you probably should get a gun.
People have talked about it.
Well, it really kind of concerns me that he's
I know. Ugh.
whacked out like that. I think the guy needs to give up and stop being an ass. But
all right, I'm going to go upstairs real quick. I will be right back down.
Are you leaving?
I have to come back down for my laptop.
Okay.
But I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I can. I'll stop the show right here.
No, you won't.
I'm gonna start the show right here.
No, you just keep going. Just don't want to trip on the dog.
Don't trip on my dog.
Well, I'm not.
You know where she is. It's not like your dog that you can't see it.
Well, I can see him when he stands up.
Yeah.
Oh, Cheyenne.
So it says here, at least 13 women across the country use firearms to fend off assailants between the waning days of July and August 12th, according to reports. Can we take a minute to appreciate how many women have protected themselves and others with firearms in the past 2 or 3 or so weeks? It's basically a highlight reel of how important the right to keep and bear arms is for us too. Local news reports from Arizona to Pennsylvania show that between July 29th and August 12th, there were at least 13 instances of women fending off assailants, most notably their exes. A woman in Pottstown, Pennsylvania, for example, shot and wounded the father of her child on August 11th after he assaulted her. The man was shot in the shoulder and had outstanding warrant for violating protection from abuse order to stay away. He admitted to authorities that he had assaulted his child's mother before she shot him. On August 11th, Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi, another woman grabbed her legal firearm when she spotted a group of masked suspects outside her home as they tried to carjack her husband and son. It's just crazy that actually even happens. It says here the 13 cases over roughly a 2-week period are just a snapshot of how many women likely used a firearm to defend themselves. Self-defense gun cases often go unreported by major news outlets. Many cases involve people brandishing a firearm to deter a potential criminal, which can go unreported to police. I'll tell you, it's good that women aren't afraid to use the guns, because there is certainly a lot of things going on where guys try to take advantage of them. So it talks about one case in Texas involved a woman grabbing a pistol from her car's console and firing a shot at her ex-boyfriend, who allegedly tried to shave her head with a pair of electric clippers on August 8th. According to police, and then another woman on July 30th pulled a gun from her purse and shot her romantic partner in the face while he allegedly threatened her with a gun. A man who served 8 years in prison for domestic violence threatened to kill his wife during an alcoholic fuel rage, and went to get a gun. She apparently got to her gun first. He's dead. She isn't. That's crazy. Says here, Swearer also shared a Fox News digital article that detailed how a woman in Indiana grabbed her gun when she saw her daughter's ex-boyfriend drive onto her front yard and hold her husband at gunpoint. The woman shot the suspect. He was pronounced dead after he was taken to the hospital. Gun sales had a banner year in 2020 with an estimated 23 million firearms sold, more than 21 million background checks conducted, and the numbers smashed records, notably spiked at the onset of the pandemic. Well, that's true, because everybody was stuck together. By gender, gun ownership is booming among women. Between 2019 and 2021, gun purchases exploded. Oh, exploded, that's a good word. When women are most likely the new gun owners. That's what researchers have found, that women are now the big demographic. I found that interesting because, there are a lot of women that I know of who would never touch a gun at one point, and now, removal of suggestive long song lyrics from kids' version of Queen's greatest hits. So I don't think I'd use Queen as my greatest hits album, but I guess there is one. And there's a lot of people that have complained that they're not letting this one song out there be played on this kids album. And the strange thing about it is that they would use Queen in the first place because Queen has a lot of good songs, but I don't think they're really kid-worthy, kid-friendly. So, you think of songs that from the era of Freddie Mercury, he wrote a lot of really bizarre stuff. And when I think about it, I mean, I could understand another one bites the dust. I would see that's okay, that's all right, use that one. But they're using songs that I wouldn't use on one of the song Fat Bottom Girl is the one that is the controversial one. It's been removed from a kid-specific version of the classic rock band's greatest hits collection. I understand that. I mean, that's kind of if you even forget about the sexual innuendos that song is, just the idea of Fat Bottom Girls probably isn't the best song you should, even not, if you forget about the suggestive thing that is. So it says here, Yodo Player is a screen-free kids auto player for kids 3 to 12. It's a programmable night light and clock. Its own podcast and various family-themed music channels. Revised Queen's greatest hits is available through the app and for purchasing, similar to how iTunes works. It says here, it should be noted that Fat Bottom Girls has not been removed from any other version of Queen's greatest hits, which were first released in 1981. It's since been repackaged as a re-release in various forms all over the world. The song has only been subtracted from the Yoto version or the Young Kids version. So, but that didn't stop the commenters online from debating the merits of removing the track, with some signaling that the move relates to ideas surrounding the themes of wokeness and cancel culture, and signs of the industry eating itself. One commenter says, if you listen to big labels, manufactured stars, you're poisoning your mind. Another seemingly opposed to the track list change added, I would have thought Fat Bottom Girls would have been a song of body positivity. Well, it does look like body positivity till you find out what it's really about. However, another online offered that it had not been cut from Queen's greatest hits, either to appease nor due to woke cancel culture. It's been left off the version of a new kid-friendly streaming service for 6 to 14-year-olds. So why let the truth get in the way of another wokeness story? So I'm talking about they have a streaming service for kids.
Oh boy.
And they have taken some of Queen songs, and one of them has been taken off the playlist.
Fat Bottom Girls.
And why do you think that is?
Because of the words.
What are the words?
The words Fat Bottom, they're changing them to other.
But do you know what Fat Bottom Girls is about?
No.
Okay. It's not about Fat Bottom Girls.
Because I know the one, they played something on the radio this morning that I heard going to work where they changed the fat bottom words to like badonk-gadonk and
That's just as bad. That's just as bad.
I know.
Well, that's not what it's, I mean, I was told what it is about, and I didn't realize it was about what it is about because, I don't know, I never thought about it. I think people think too much, and that's the problem. First off, I don't think that kids should be listening to Queen at that age because Queen does a lot of sexually innuendo songs. So I wouldn't even put that on there. I mean, another one bites of dust. Okay, maybe so. You know, I think about Queen's songs, Bohemian Rhapsody. You shouldn't have that on there.
Right.
Put a gun against his head, pull my trigger, now he's dead.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, that's what my next, I didn't tell you this. My next monologue is going to be, Mama just killed a man. Put a gun against his head. Pull my trigger. Now he's dead.
Oh.
Mama, life had just begun. But now you've gone and thrown it all away. I'm going to do that as a monologue, I think.
Oh.
I've been thinking about it. The reason I decided to do that, William Shatner did that song on one of his albums, but he did it as a monologue because he never sings anything. He just does it as a monologue. I thought that'd be cool to do that as a monologue.
Okay.
So I'm going to probably do that.
Good. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Have a safe trip.
You can't make me.
Please. And I'll be anxiously waiting to hear how things go.
Yeah, me too. I'm telling you, it's going to be crazy. It's the people.
You'll do fine. Just be yourself.
I highly doubt that a normal child would. Yeah, exactly. That's true. But you know, I don't know. Hello.
See, she's ready to take over my job for me.
Get over there in the seat and put your microphone on.
Right.
So yeah, I hope you have whatever. I hope you have whatever.
Yep.
So.
All right, I will talk to you later.
So now we're all alone. Now we've blown and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, didn't need to make you cry. Anyway, all right. So yeah, I just kind of think that sometimes our woke society gets a little ahead of itself. And I don't know. I just don't think any Queen songs belong on a kid's album. If you're really, I mean, stick to Barney the Dinosaur and stuff like that. Well, maybe not for that age group, but there's a lot of songs you can have. I just think that as talented as they are, it's really not, if you're worried about things like that, it shouldn't be on there at all. Because their stuff is definitely written from the point of view of an adult, in my eyes. And actually, you know, you think about it, a lot of their songs, another one down, another one, I mean, their songs are really kind of more violent, I think, maybe. I don't know. All right. What do we got here? We got half an hour. I got enough stuff to go, but I just got to figure out, I can't do this one because I need an audience to do this. So I'm going to try to hold it for next week. Here we go. All right. Laid off. Company offers to help laid off Bud Light workers who lost jobs, which is kind of cool that the company is out there trying to find them other work. Thank you, Kid Rock, for being a problem and complaining about the transgenders and then going back and drinking the drink. I think he just wanted to have more Bud Light available to him, so he scared everybody off. I might be wrong about that. I've been known to be wrong once in a while, occasionally. Anyway. All right. All right, let's see. Former Bud Light workers are taking two conservative organizations, Public Square and Red Balloon, up on their offers to help them find new employment after being laid off. We hope to find the results in more and more positive actions that hopefully send a strong counteracting message to the actions of Bud Light over the past few months. It says here, it's pretty amazing to witness this parallel economy that's emerging, that's based on mediocrity. Oh no, that's not mediocrity, it's meritocracy and excellence. Bud Light's parent company, Anheuser-Busch, announced last week that it was laying off 2% of its U.S. workforce, primarily corporate and marketing roles rather than frontline workers. Conservative job board Red Balloon and patriotic online marketplace Public SQ published in an open letter to laid off Bud Light workers. Offering to help find them new jobs at pro-America businesses. We're sorry Anheuser-Busch leadership prioritized left-wing ideology over sound business practices, the letter states. You are the ones that suffer for Bud Light's disastrous decision. The people like you say go woke, go broke, and in reality the economic consequences rarely fall on wealthy liberals that make woke decisions. Both Public SQ and Red Balloon would distribute your resumes to respective networks of tens of thousands of pro-American businesses. Bud Light sales have plummeted since the beer maker had partnered with Dylan Mulvaney in April to celebrate transgenders' influence 365 days of girlhood. The move prompted online outage and nationwide boycotts that are hitting the wallets of retailers, distributors, bars, and contracted companies. Seaford has already received quite a few resumes from laid-off Bud Light employees since releasing the letter last week, and has been brokering relationships. Where is it at? I hate when the picture or the ad changes and then it moves my screen down. And it says, have been looking for relationships between them and businesses within their network looking to hire. I can tell you we've placed a few incredible interviews and are excited that the ball is rolling and down the court with more than a few of these folks. So hopefully they'll be able to get themselves all taken care of. So it's a shame that something went that kind of crazy over transgender. Jeez. I think the problem isn't necessarily with the few. It's the problem is with the few people, not the many. So anyway, it's good that somebody's helping them with their laid off stuff. All right. Let's see. Anybody out there know what the what LIJBOL means? And I would imagine that you don't. LJBOL. What is it? What is it? It's another acronym. And if you don't know what it means, I don't think it's going to catch on, really. It's one thing like LOL is an acronym, standing for Laugh Out Loud. ROF, LOL, rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off, or something. I forget what the whole acronym was. It's not that. It's its own acronym, and it's a stupid acronym. But I used it one time to see if anybody knew what it was. And they didn't question it, but I don't think they knew what it was. I don't think that, but the answer is, I forget what it is now. It's I burst out laughing. I just burst out laughing. That's what it is. I just burst out laughing is IJBOL. I don't think it'll actually catch on, but that's the new thing. And I don't even get it, but somebody's using it. So if you want to know who is using it, don't be one of those people. So it's not a Korean word. It's I just burst out laughing. All right. Sunflower lovers. This one's for you. Wait a minute. As soon as I get rid of this box. Okay. Visitors to sunflower fields are urged to stop posing naked for photo shoots. I wonder how true this is and how many people are actually doing this, but according to, it's a blunt, well, it could be because it was a British farm that people were doing this, but I don't know. It says it's a British farm. But I can't imagine, like, people being in front of a freaking sunflower seed and having to dress up or undress to be in the video. Oh, the video is no longer available. I hope this is, hope that means that people stop being naked in front of sunflower seeds, because the sunflower plants would be upset about that. Hit this button here. There we go. Got to be careful because these no public nudity is next to the sunflower. There's some people out there that are really ridiculous. It says here, a British farmer has urged visitors to stop posing naked for photographs in its field of sunflowers. The owners of Stoke Fruit Farm on Hayling Island off England's south coast issued the unusual request on social media, having noticed a growing number of visitors stripping naked to pose for pictures among the blooms. I guess that must be an in thing. I don't know. In a post on Facebook earlier this month, the farm wrote, reminder to all, we're a family area. Please keep your clothes on in the sunflowers. We're having an increased report of naked photography taking place, and this must not happen during our public sessions, please. Sam Wilson and sister Net Petley run a farm that their grandfather set up. It comprises of 350 acres, producing wheat, peas, potatoes, pumpkins, squash, sweet corn, hay, and sunflowers. Wilson told CNN that there had been about 6 incidents of people stripping off among the sunflowers since the field opened to the visitors at the end of last month. We always had people taking risque pictures, but this is the first time we had a problem. This is why we put the signs up. Could you imagine that? Just a big, giant field of sunflowers, and then, poof, naked people. I don't know. I don't get what makes people want to strip for sunflowers. Wilson added he and his team decided to put up signs around the farm after a couple of children saw what was going on. He said, we're really happy and free. We're really happy, a really free and happy farm, but we can't have nudity in public view. It's really happy and fun place, and it does give you the empowering feeling, but it's about the people around you and being respectful of that. The site's huge, and there are so many places you can hide without anyone finding you for over an hour. But these incidents are blatantly public. The sunflowers were planted by Wilson and his then fiancee behind the church when we got married 6 years ago, but the plants did not bloom in time for the new nuptials. Wilson said we went away on honeymoon, and then my sister rang and said, people want to pick your flowers. So we set up an honesty box for visitors. Nothing could have prepared them for how popular the attraction came. With people traveling large distances to see their flowers in bloom. Today we're paying visitors are invited to wander around the massive acreage of 50 acres covered with 2 million sunflowers. Oh man. Can you imagine like going to see that sunflower farm and going there and seeing naked people in the field? Whew. Ugh. Then there's this person here who was driving in Florida, and she got arrested Wednesday after interfering when a Lee County police officer, this is so bizarre. So there was a panhandler in Florida, and so the police officer was apparently talking to the panhandler, and this woman hands the panhandler money, and she gets arrested because panhandling is illegal. And the police officer was telling the person she cannot panhandle because it's illegal. Well, they ended up arresting both people, the panhandler and the panhandlee. So according to the Lee County's Sheriff's Office, Annika Olson was driving by Imperial Parkway in Bonita Beach and stopped in her car in the driving lane while a deputy was talking to a woman selling flowers. Olson tried handing money to the other woman when the officer told Olson to move along. Olson refused the deputy's order to move her car and park safely off the road. So that's the first mistake. The deputy was investigating Norma Garcia, who was selling flowers on the median of Imperial Parkway in violation of the county's ordinance 28-123, dangerous use of public right-of-way. Deputies State Garcia has been warned that selling merchandise in the roadway was prohibited. An investigation revealed that Garcia was from Nicaragua and only spoke Spanish. A translator was called to help to handle the incident. They state that Olson stopping and interfering created a safety hazard for other motorists. And once Olson was asked to move her car, but continued to leave it in the driving lane. And she spoke with NBC2 about the incident. I saw there were police near her, but I didn't understand that she was being arrested. I never intended on anything happening. I wanted to give someone $20 just because they were having a bad day. I had no idea panhandling was illegal. People do it all the time. I understand that it's dangerous for them, but if someone's putting themselves in a situation in the summer heat, obviously they're doing it out of desperation. They don't want to be here. She was arrested for refusing to comply with the officer or the firefighter's lawful orders and for resisting an officer without violence. Garcia was charged with interfering in the public right-of-way. Jeez. And that's where I'm going. I'm going to Florida. I got a lot of fun stuff to look at. Last time I went to Florida, though, there were these pigs, these black pigs, and they were free. They were like running free in the like at the highway, and they were along the highway, and they were running free. I couldn't believe I've seen a freaking pig running free. I mean, this is Florida. That shouldn't happen in Florida, but I guess it does. All right. Will PS4 servers be shut down? So the PS4 community was starting to panic because they tried to get on their servers so they could play video games, and they were shut down, and they didn't know why they were shut down. So everyone thought that, well, they got the PS5 out now, so they're trying to shut down the PS4 server so that you buy a PS5. Well, that makes sense, I guess, except that it's not true. Everyone was panicking, and they found out that the reason they were shutting down, or the reason the servers were shut down, were the most obvious reason. They were having problems with their servers. So the servers have been restored to their working order now, so they don't have that issue now. But just kind of interesting to see that people were panicking. The PlayStation Network, or PSN, its online gaming service, suffered an outage on Thursday, stoking gamers' fears that the company might be retiring support for the PS4. Sony introduced the PS5, its latest version of the PlayStation console, in 2020. When the device becoming an instant hit, the stores struggled with inventory and huge demand, but gamers still use the PS4, the earlier version of the console that first hit the market in 2013. There were more than 1,000 reports of problems connecting to the PSN network Thursday. By far, the most reporting issue since the server showed up, since the website showed up. So basically, they started panicking because they thought the PS4 was shutting down. It is not shutting down. Says here something about, what did I see? I saw it was, what was it? They've not made any official announcement about ending support for the PS4 servers. In fact, the company last year said it may continue to make games for the PS4, even though it plans to move forward with the PS5 exclusive games. So, not going to see them disappear anytime soon. And besides the PS3, you can still get PS3 games. So, kind of crazy. But people started panicking, and you know how it goes. Okay. Come on, let me go. Come on, you do it. There we go. All right. Here we go. Rarely seen predator spotted tearing up Texas beaches. Predator is. Well, I didn't guess it, but you might guess it. The predator is a, come on. What's going on? Here we go. All right. So the predator spotted tearing up the beaches are not what you would, well, it wasn't what I suspected. I expected the predator to be something really terrifying, and but it's not terrifying. It's actually kind of cute. It's a freaking badger. A badger in Texas. I didn't think badgers were in Texas, but I guess they are. But this badger looks like he's taking a swim. And the badger that I always think of is the honey badger. And if you haven't seen the honey badger videos, you got to see the honey badger. The one video is so funny. A Texas man recently spotted one of the state's most elusive creatures scampering around on the beach, soaking wet and covered in sand. Tom Howe, 67 Padre Island resident, was looking for a spot to go fishing when his car battery died. And but thanks to an unlucky break, he spotted something furry and four-legged. All of a sudden, I see something on the beach. At first, I thought it was a young coyote pup, but I got closer and thought it must be a raccoon. Wait, that's a badger. Look at it dig. So the badger was digging. Howe grabbed a camera from his vehicle and started snapping photos, capturing the badger as it ran into the waves and dug holes in the sand. I didn't think badgers would do that. Yeah, honey badger. You gotta. There's a honey badger video by a guy named Randall. You gotta watch that honey badger video. You will laugh your butt off. I guarantee it. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. I should play it, but it's on YouTube. Yeah, he grabbed a camera. Periodically, the animal paused from its frantic activity, sniffed the air, then plunged its sharp claws into the sand again, rooting out crabs or whatever other morsels might be hidden. Oh, you did see it. Okay, good. Good, yeah. I just think it would be really cool to see one. I mean, there he is in his full glory. So, yeah, I don't, does it eat? I guess it must eat fish. I don't know. Similar in size to a medium-sized dog, badgers are powerfully built with a reputation of ferociousness when attacked. So Hal was roughly 50 yards away when from the badger, and he had no interest in getting closer, he said. They avoid people with a passion, and they're mean. They're kind of aggressive like a wolverine. It's uncommon to see a badger out in nature, even more so to spot one on the beach. So they apparently have a lot of badgers in that state, but most of them are in the West Texas area. I just thought that was kind of cool. You know, who knows what you're going to see when you're out in the wild. Actually, not out in the wild. Who would have thought they'd see one on the beach? So, if you have if you have a FedEx driver, check this out. This guy here, this FedEx driver killed a rattlesnake. So rattlesnake on the front porch was no issue for the FedEx driver. Sorry about the blood. The FedEx driver, Matt, was just minding his own business, and he was delivering packages when he came across this rattlesnake on this guy's porch, on his front porch. I mean, you think, oh my gosh, rattlesnake, I guess it was trying to get out of the sunshine or something, but being the way that he was a FedEx driver, he wanted to deliver his package, and when he got there and delivered the package, he had to kill the rattlesnake. That's going to be crazy to think about. I wonder what kind of weird things that FedEx drivers have run into. That would be a strange one there, when you run into a freaking rattlesnake. So, but yeah, that guy, when he delivered the guy's package, he said, sorry about all the blood, you know. FedEx driver Matt Govier walked up to a Nebraska home to drop off a package, and he found an unwanted house guest. Slithering on the front porch of Christine Jones' home in summer was a rattlesnake, one that was 36 inches long. Jones' Ring camera and footage shows it creepily moving up the steps. Then, rather than leave it be, Govier added an extra job to his delivery duties. I hope you didn't have a pet rattlesnake on your front porch because I killed it, the FedEx driver texted Jones, which he shared in his August 11th Facebook post. Sorry about the blood. So, that's crazy. Jones said in her post, Govier used a shovel and a rake that he found by the garage to kill the venomous viper. He later removed the body. Oh, well, that was nice. He removed the body. Govier said, Employee of the Year, FedEx Employee of the Year. We weren't home, but my daughter had just left out the front door 23 minutes before it slithered up into my step. Sumner is a central Nebraska, about 160 miles west of Lincoln. I would have never thought about that. Those are things that just don't even happen in normal life. So, oh well. At least nobody was harmed except the rattlesnake. What we got now? I'm going to save this story for next week because it's so confusing that I need someone to explain it to me. And that's rare when I need someone to explain something to me. This one here is kind of, oh, wow, it's time to go. All right, well, let's find a good one. All right. Since I'm going to Florida, this will be a good one. Don't call us. Manatee mating causes a flurry of 911 calls. Manatees are really big animals, and if you've never seen one, they kind of look like a hippo with fins. They're not the most good-looking animals in the world, at least from my perspective. Maybe to another manatee they would be. And actually, when I went to Disney, not Disney, when I went to SeaWorld back in the day, they had their parking spots listed by animal. And Manny Manatee was where I parked my car. But anyway, so apparently people were calling 911 to brag or complain, I'm not sure which, about manatees mating. So Pinellas County, that's where I'm going. It's the nature of the work. Florida Sheriff's Department said, so deputies are asking residents to stop calling 911 if they see a herd of manatees near the shores of the state's waterways. According to Pinellas County Sheriff's Office, the general sea cows are not in distress near the shoreline. They're simply mating in the shallow water. So the sheriff's offices posted a video to Facebook with Marvin Gaye's 1973 hit, Let's Get It On. Let's get it on. You can see that. If you see this, don't call us. They are more than fine. It's mating season. The officer or the sheriff's office wrote in its post. If you see this, no, you didn't. We get calls all the time from citizens when they see this, believing the manatees are in distress. We can assure you they are more than fine. Manatees are actually mates in herds like this, and often near the shore. They mate all throughout the year, but generally mating herds like this can be seen in the summer. So don't call us. So, oh, you know that song, Don't Call Us, We'll Call You. There was a song out way back in the day. So with that, I think I'll call it quits. So I appreciate you guys coming to the show, and remember, I'll hopefully be back here in time for the show next week. And so remember the most important part. If I can get this to play again. There we go. See you next week. Get here.